welcome to the stream, everybody.
Vital just now.
Definitely on time. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We are definitely on time. If I say it enough times, we are definitely on time.
It's true.
It is true that we are
on time. That we are on time.
We are on time. And we're gonna have a good time on time with all of you. I may or may not still be sorting out where people go in the overlay. But maybe I'm not. You never know. What is the #1 export of Bangladesh? Let's research that for a second.
It's rice. Bangladesh, biggest export.
I feel like we're playing Carmen Sandiego right now.
Ready-made garments.
Really?
Which is not
Yep.
surprising, actually. Others include shrimp and leather goods.
Oh.
That's an interesting combination of things.
I love my leather and shrimp.
Your custom-made leather shrimp garments. It's a big export. We would not know this if it weren't for the wonderful annual financial support from
You'd
people
open
like
up a
you.
restaurant called Bangladesh.
Oh.
That's actually good.
Oh.
Eh?
That's actually great.
We could do that.
I mean, I don't have the energy or the know-how.
Capital, yeah.
or the resources. That's true. No resources, energy. No
We could
knowledge.
wait. Hold on. We could
Wait.
3D print the restaurant.
We could. I have printed tables. They're very small, but we could do very small dishes.
But
It's
if
fine.
but if we cater to ants,
Yeah, but what if it's a restaurant for shrimp?
It
or
needs to be at
something?
least 3 times the size.
What is this? A restaurant for ants? Dora wouldn't watch Dodgeball the other day. Just
Hey,
throwing
really?
that out there.
What? Have you seen Dodgeball?
no, I haven't.
What? You've never
You should
seen
watch.
Dodgeball?
You need to watch
Let her
Dodgeball.
have
I'm not
her-
gonna like dodgeball.
Let her have
You,
her.
you said that
her-
about You said that about
prejudices.
Zoolander.
I
It's fine.
tolerated Zoolander.
You love
Yeah,
Zoolander.
you smiled and giggled the entire time. You were smiggling.
I really don't think that's accurate.
Giggling. Oh.
You were digging it. Come on.
You did.
It was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Considering
And
the cast.
that'll be the same for
That's the
Dodgeball.
highest. That's the highest thing Dora can say about a movie. It's not as
Yeah.
bad.
I mean,
That's her highest rating.
it's no Rise of Skywalker, but
That's 5 out of 5
Hey.
Doras. It's not
fine, we
bad.
can-
actually, I discovered a gem of a movie the other night, guys.
What's that?
Is
It
it
was
gem?
called Birds of Prey, and
really not
the
good.
writing was truly transcendent. It really was nuanced in every way,
So it's like
and
Kingsman.
the combat sequences were not in any way formulaic. Very cool, and everything that happened made a lot of sense.
And for some
I like-
reason, Casey just wasn't really interested in when I then, after it was over, proceeded to tear it apart from a comics canon point of view.
Totally irrelevant. Most people don't listen to comics.
That's true.
It is. Cool. So we are here on the twitch.tv streaming platform to live stream us role-playing scenarios that I, as the dungeon master of this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game, come up with. That's sort of the central conceit of this tabletop role-playing game itself. But don't be alarmed. If you're not sitting at a table, all of this is made possible through technology. How? And to explain all this, I'm going to throw it over to Timur, who is going to explain to you just how this special technology works. Take it away, Timur.
Okay. What? Wait, no, what?
Great.
Absolutely seamless.
Back from Timur in the field. Simply stunning. We love your explanation of it.
What?
And in order to make sure
I've heard
that
my
all
name
of
3
this
times now.
production occurs seamlessly to all of you, in a manner that's just like you're there or here or in both places at once, We use video conferencing software, which enables all of us to feel like we're sitting around a table if that table was filled with monitors and cameras and no other people. So, to explain how all of that works, we are going to go to our correspondent in the TP, Beth. Beth, take it away.
So, the most important thing about turning your cat into a spy bot is to first replace the cat
Come here, cat. Come here.
with
Timur's going to do a live demo.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
She's onto us.
you've ruined my train of thought now. You will never know.
There's a train?
There were thoughts? Cool. All right. Well, let's abruptly end this bit and cut immediately into this. All right.
Okay.
Welcome to Roll It Slant presents On the Rise. And tonight,
Stutters.
funk is on the rise. Excellent. So, we're gonna do our recap funky style. Y'all ready for this? Excellent. Here we go. Toss me out a fact. Somebody.
We're in here.
That was 2 facts.
Sierra Harmony Hall, yo.
Sierra Harmony Hall is where we're at. Dora. Hepcat. Cool Daddy-O.
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you kick us over some more facts about stuff that happened last session?
God, I don't remember. Well, we did, and this is very, very important, we did meet the Jacora boys.
The boys.
The boys are back in town.
They are.
We even gave them names.
They have names. And
They sure do.
for the first event of tonight's session, I'm glad you brought this up. The Dracoa boys, they don't play around, but sometimes they do play around, so they're not always available on one night's notice. So let's see how many of these 5 Dracoa boys are available tonight and tonight only for this very special conference. It's not a conference. That's what we're doing on video software. Concert of Vela Breese, fabled celebrity of Ves Ular, who's giving a musical performance that is sure to astound and amaze. She's doing it tonight, but you know what? There is a death threat on her. Shit's gonna be her last night if the party can't figure it out. So they're here live in the theater. What? Gonna start the show soon, but the Dracoa boys have been called in for backup, and we need to see how many of those fine gentlemen are coming in tonight. So why don't we give a little roll to see how many are you gonna get? Do you get all the boys or just one of the boys? Little randomness here.
Please stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 Dracoa boys, so why don't you give me a roll of a d6?
What happens if we get 6?
I don't know. Extra Dracoa boys!
You get the water boy too.
Yeah, 6 will be 0.
No.
No! Who's gonna roll it? Or do you all want to roll d1s? And then we'll just take the highest result.
I like those odds.
I will roll 1d6.
4 Dracoa boys! So you get to pick which Dracoa boys are coming to this here disco. Hepcats and Daddy-O's. Here we go.
I feel like Rambunctious Ryan.
Rambunctious Ryan is a great choice. Give us a little background on Ram Brian.
Well, he's rambunctious, and his name is Ryan.
Alright! That's a lot of character development.
He also won last year's Aureus Academy pickle eating contest.
Oh.
Oh. And she doesn't mean real pickles, boys and girls. Ooh. Adult programming warning.
I think that's presuming a lot about Rambunctious Ryan. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would kiss and tell.
All right.
He's an outstanding gentleman.
Who's next here? All right, I cannot sustain this level of energy.
Thank you.
Oof.
I don't think we could have sustained you sustaining.
Yeah, there's a lot of sustainment there. Oh, it's okay, chat. We'll calm down a little bit here.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
All right,
No.
take things down a notch.
Please, I'm already barely in my body.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't deal with
Cool. Cool. So we've got whoever you picked. I'm not gonna remember any of their names.
Chad the Voluptuous,
Chad the Voluptuous is number
Voluptuous.
2.
Elsa the Tiefling, and Duncan the Gnome's the explosive
go.
expert.
I do love
Great.
Duncan the Explosive.
None of their names have any mechanical relevance. Just to let you know, but good try, guys. All right, so I will copy and paste the appropriate number of them,
You
and
say
you'll
Elsa?
be
Yeah.
all surprised by All right, and I guess we should name them for better use of Elsa. Show nameplate, advanced. I'm doing all of this through our wonderful virtual tabletop program, which is sponsoring us as part of their spotlight, which is roll20.net. If you like any of the things you see here, please don't hold them to blame, but do check out their website. They have a very good thing. And then we have Ramrai.
And then Duncan the Explosive Expert.
Whoa,
He doesn't know anything about
whoa, we
explosives.
gotta set player permissions and stuff. We don't go this
That's just his
fast.
surname.
So we just have
The
Duncan.
explosives expert.
Duncan. All right, show nameplate. Players can see it. Gorgeous. All right, and what was the last one? Who am I missing?
Duncan,
I already got.
Duncan.
Elsa, and Chad the Voluptuous.
I think I'm missing Chad.
The Voluptuous.
Mhm.
But you guys can call him Mr. the Voluptuous.
All right, so I'm just gonna. They're not here yet, so I'll put them somewhere where they're not here yet. But they're here. You know they're coming. All right, cool. So the party does find themselves in the prestigious theater of the Sierra Harmony Hall, in a bit of a mystery and case of bodyguarding and protection. As you will recall, you did speak at length to Vela Breese, the celebrity in question, who's going to give a vocal performance tonight, and her manager, half-orc by the name of Malthu. They have showed you a letter that threatens her life, and I will read it to you now, just to refresh all of your money. Your money? Yeah, we'll refresh all your
There's
money.
more money?
All your money. The beauty of your voice will provide shroud to the danger of your message no longer. Cannot abide such an insidious siren to profit as you will as the voice of the wandering star in upcoming festival. Let the ears of the people be free again and rejoice in the silence of your last oppressive refrain. Tomorrow you sing for the last time. Excellent. So, you find yourself at about an hour before the performance is going to start. Vela Breese is going through her sort of marking on stage. As a quick run through, it's fairly simple. It is a play in 2 acts, mainly just to give her a little break in the middle. There is no scenery. There are no other performers. It's just Vela up there singing her little canary heart out. So, you may want to take a moment and remind yourself all of whatever your plan was, or formulate a new plan. And in that time, I will ready everything that's about to happen to you. I mean,
All right, I have it in my notes. Would you like me to read it, or do you just want to scrap it?
Yes, please.
I
Okay.
think make sure we should argue first, though.
All right, argument done. Someone needs to watch The Great and Yogi. It'll be Rhea and Gruthgal.
Wait, do you want that as your planning music?
Damn it. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It's like
Alright.
it's like we're doing a heist, so I'm not
All
gonna
right.
lie.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do it.
It kind of works.
That's
Somebody
the
needs
opposite
to
of what we're doing.
Oh, and a
that
big
great.
shout out to Kevin MacLeod for your free music. This hip jam is called Stringed Disco, but you probably already knew that. Take it away, Holly.
All right, so someone's got to guard that great, and Yogi, that weirdo kobold.
Name's actually Vogie. I said it wrong all last episode.
Vogie.
Yogi
Sorry.
is probably copyrighted.
Somebody is paying
No, it's a
Vogie off to do something.
Yeah. So Rhea, Gruthcall, get on that. Next, Zilliana and myself, we're gonna be watching the other kobolds because you know they all work together, yo. And we're gonna
We're
be
watching the
wings.
stage.
Yes, we're in the wings of the stage on stage. This is what I have written, so it's happening. And then Durand, you're gonna be up in that box, and you're gonna send Stanmore in the rafters. Got it?
I think
Yes, I suggested
Katie
that.
and Zilliana were gonna be in the front of the house while people were coming in too. So like they were
Yeah.
gonna usher
I
and
thought
then
we were gonna be in the wings.
No,
you're
we're
gonna
doing,
usher and
doing
then you're gonna
both.
go to the wings.
Yeah.
All right, I will correct that.
So like probably like 10 minutes before the performances, that's when we'll head back to the.
We're not watching
to
the
the theater.
kobolds. Get
No.
out of here.
Get
We-
out of here.
We want to stay in. We want to act as ushers. So I'm going to use disguise self to disguise myself to look like your average.
To look like Usher?
Theater nerd. No, I would not look like Usher.
Okay.
But you're, like the people that, like the other Sierra students that would potentially
Don't
be.
look like Usher. Got it.
No, I'm not gonna wear.
Then head to the wings.
so problematic.
I don't even.
Are
you
I don't
going-
even know what Usher looks like.
Are you going to the left or to the right? Because I did
one
not
letter
put that
away
down.
from Pusher. So.
I don't listen to rap, so.
I would like to be on the part of the stage where I could potentially see the box, see where Dorand is gonna be.
The box. So that's on the.
Stage.
It's actually, I'm just gonna watch the performance from one night. It's really
I can't
what I'm
remember
gonna be
which
doing.
side the box is
Oh,
on. Is the
just
box
get
on
caught up into
the left?
I think the box is like here.
So you want to be on the right. So you
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You take right. I'll take left. All right.
So stage
plan.
left.
Yes.
Okay.
Plan is set.
Cool. We're just gonna sit in silence until I figure out what layer this token's on.
Stage left, and I'll be stage right.
Okay. And Ruth Cole and I are going back down by the grate.
Should we? Okay. Should we move ourselves or how? Okay. Can you remind me how many hours it is until the performance, or are we like there?
1 hour until people start showing up for the performance. And then that's probably another hour, 45 minutes.
When the stream gets X amount of people, we'll have a full crowd.
Yeah. And everyone who's a viewer here, just feel free to put yourself in the audience. You all have 1 hit point and 0 ability to do anything.
And you're mute.
And you're mute.
If you die, you will be banned.
Yeah.
If you die, you
Full-
die in real life.
Full immersion. Yeah, see, we're looking out
Go
for you.
Forward this chain letter.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to give myself some hit point bars. Where are those? Oh man.
Don't drop those bars.
HP. There it is. Good grief, that took forever to find.
Ooh.
Are we capable of moving our tokens to other layers? There's walls in the way.
There are walls in the way, but 2020 is all about removing walls. So
What?
I don't know what that means
Is it?
either. Just don't know. All right. I'm gonna zoom out.
like
So
walls
what
on
I did
walls.
do, okay. So a little logistical. For love of
A little
all
incomplete sentence.
all that is holy. Let's.
You have to fix your mic, Casey. You're like 15 octaves deeper than usual.
No, that's how I want to narrate.
Fair enough.
Is it still like that?
Yeah,
Yes.
you like bumped it or something, and it did something weird.
It's the wire. Just unplug it, plug it in.
Come on out.
Same.
Take the breaker down in your house and then reset everything.
There goes my internet.
Nah, Casey won't. It'd be funny if she did.
I don't know. I can hear her leaving her office.
One more question. If we see Chalmarn, like, is someone like specifically watching him, or do we all just attack him? Kidding.
No, we can't just attack him.
I'm just kidding.
You totally can just.
Are you?
Is this any better?
Talk more?
Is this any better?
No.
Oh, what did you do?
I mean, my voice sounds fine to me. I don't know what I did.
It's the like there's like a loose connection from the wire, so make sure it's like fully plugged in properly.
All right, I'll watch Chalmarn.
We don't even know if Trelmarn
You trust
is
me to
gonna
do
be
that,
here.
right? Oh, he'll be here.
Probably be in the box with me.
Is this is this working?
Talk again?
Hello?
I don't know. You got really loud. That's like
Hello?
you're really
Stream,
loud.
how
You're so loud.
how does it work? How does my voice sound, stream?
I think you sound fine now, except for the fact you're really loud.
Well, that's just me.
Well, it's better because now she's further away from the.
All right, the stream says I found fine. I found
Yeah,
fine.
You're
I
fine
found
now.
fine.
You're just loud.
I found fine. All
I
right.
thumb down.
Are you slurring while holding the alcohol, or
No,
it's not spiked?
it's not spiked. I deliberately put alcohol in it. All right.
You don't know what Dora did.
I do actually. I was there the whole time. Cool. All right. So we've got things sorted audio-wise, without even having to go into the lower right-hand corner. So what I have done is I have put on this same map, so we don't have to switch between like screens on Roll20. I have put the bottom floor, the basement, the rafters, and then like the upper one of the box seats, which is where Timur is. So there's 2 floors that are missing. However, we'll just sort of treat those as like somewhat irrelevant, right? Because I don't think they're gonna. We don't need 6 maps, right? So if you want to get all the way up to the top, it's basically 2 floors worth of stairs, which I think you can do in 1 round of movement. So where would you like? Actually, we're going to do this as people start coming in. You had said at some point you were interested in seeing Vela's staging and all of that. And as you're discussing all of these plans, we'll say you're just out in the main area there. Everyone can see, right? You have
So
vision.
this is floor seats, right? Down
That
here.
is floor level seating.
Okay.
And let's switch over so that the wonderful viewers at home can see as well. And so here you have, this is floor level over here. And all of you should be able to see, if you scroll to your right, that's the basement over there, which you've explored before. And I did drop you over, so you should have revealed the other locations. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so over here is all the way up. So you can see the different layers of. Can you see me pinging or no? Of the seating. So it's basically just like stadium seating going up. There are boxes below where you are, Timur, 1 level below as well. And there is like kind of like a little concourse back behind all this, but I didn't reveal all of that. And then this layer is all the way up at the top. So you do recall that there is this sort of like scaffolding stuff here that goes over the stage, and the way to get up to that rafters, if you were going to go, there's a ladder here and a ladder here. Right, and those go up to these trapdoors over here.
And do those ladders start like in the wings on the stage?
Negative. They start on the penultimate highest floor, which is this one here, the same level as the box seats. So you have to go up all of the stairs. And so the only this spiral staircase is the one backstage that goes kind of all the way up. And otherwise you're going up like these stairs or this spiral staircase here to slowly work your way up higher there. And there is, remember, access to the basement through these stairs here, and down these spiral stairs here, or through the exterior way, which the wine was delivered in, down there. Those are the basement access points, and I think that should cover it there. So what I need to know is, as things are, beginning to materialize here, people have been gathering outside. The doors have been decided to be let open. Vela Breese has retired to her dressing room. Where would you all like to position?
So, when 1 hour before the show starts, I would like to be out, disguised as, a Sierra Harmony Hall student. Probably, maybe a younger, plainer version of Ziliana.
Which plane?
The Boeing. No, I don't know. The first one that Orville and Wilbur made. How's that? The Kitty Hawk. Is that what that's called?
No, that's the place, but close enough.
Okay. So that's what I look like.
It's like a hawk for children, the Kitty Hawk.
And want to be out, like, kind of, ushering people, seating them, but, like, keeping an eye out for, like, Trellmarn, anybody that I might have recognized from his followers, or people that might look like, they were followers of him, and any other kind of suspicious looking people.
I think.
So you guys can position yourselves where you're going to go.
And then 10 minutes before I'm going to go backstage.
I think we should disperse the Dracora boys throughout the audience on, what do we think? Do we think ground level? Or do we want to put them up a couple levels?
Probably ground level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just going to tell them to spread out.
Like, there's too many, like, entrances to cover them all, so they might as well cover the people so they can help if bad things happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Because wasn't that the purpose? We wanted to have people help people get people out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
So we'll put them on the ground floor. I think that Gruthkull and I should probably just be on the grate the entire time because we don't know when somebody's going to try to get in. But maybe Emperor Stanmore should keep an eye on the dressing room.
You think he was going to be rafters?
I was going to go at the highest level where the chandelier and the rafters and the kobold poker
Overwatch.
takes place.
Although Kadia could go to the dressing room.
Oh, yeah.
Idiot, you're going to stay in this room, and you're
I
not
just think
going
it's a good. We need to have somebody with eyes on her.
Pre-performance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanmore can't do much if something were to happen there anyway. As familiars have no attack, and I have no touch spells I can deliver through the familiar. But yeah,
Okay,
I think
so
physically somebody would be better.
So Ziliana will be out front. Kadia will be by the dressing rooms.
All right, where's the dressing room exactly?
There is a set of dressing rooms here, and then there is one larger one up there.
Do I know where she's going to be?
You think that she is likely in the larger singular dressing room.
Up on the second floor?
No, it's on the first floor. It's just stage right. So
Oh,
over here.
okay. So I can't get back there, but that's where I'd like to be. Thank you.
And then Gruthkull and I, can we move over to this other map, or do you have to move us?
I think I probably have to move you. So you're going where?
We're gonna go to the. We're gonna try. I think we're hiding near the grate.
All right, you move around. Oh, yeah, and you did remove this rug, so the rug is gone.
We're gonna put the rug back.
Okay, rug is back.
Because that's what they'd be expecting, right? That the rug would be undisturbed.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Thanks, DM.
We're on to you.
Are you though?
So, but that's all the way back here, right?
I promise this will go a little bit quicker once we're all in positions. Places, everyone!
Once it's next week.
Once it's next week.
All
right, I'm moving Gruthkull over with you. Doran, where would you like to be? Where would you like Stanmore to be?
I will place myself via. How do I get down to the other map parts? Do you have to drag it as the DM? I'm gonna go up to the box seating. I'll take a good, nice point of view. What I'll do is I'll keep an eye on people as they enter. Any people that are like clasping their hands in classic villain like as they come in.
Turns out that's the way to Corin's applaud.
Right. That's unfortunate because I'm gonna blast her. But yeah, I'll certainly keep an eye on people as they start to filter in, and I'll use my great intuition to discover nothing. Stanmore on the rafters map will literally perch here. I don't know if you can see the ping.
Let's ping again. Okay. Bring him over up there somewhere. We should be on the right map now, at least.
Hey, guess what you didn't do last week though? Because I see nothing.
I thought I remember saving this. Has sight. What was it? 120.
120 dark vision.
I distinctly remember saving this, but maybe I didn't. Is that?
That's completely better.
Oh, but it doesn't reveal for. Oh, there we go. It is revealing. Excellent. How revealing.
It's revealing for others.
Well, revealing for the stream.
Oh, I see.
And do you? I'm just trying to. For some reason, there is no. Liana doesn't have any sight right now, according to me.
Sight beyond sight.
I am human.
I am human. Cool. There's lots of vision options here in Roll20, and sometimes it is tough. It's tough to get them all right.
This is
cool. All right. So, and the Dracora boys, where would you like them?
Scattered amongst the crowd, I think was the...
All on ground level, you said? Awesome. So there'll be 4 very unhappy people who have been removed and they have been put in their place.
Oh.
And Ziliana, you were door duty?
Yeah, and then heading back when 10 minutes before the show starts.
Back here, what are the options for like hiding places?
Well, there's this spiral staircase that heads down. Let's see, just sort of center on things here. Spiral staircase that leads down into this area, which is all pretty open. There are 2 cupboards here, which are maybe about sort of waist height, normal. There's this wine cellar area, which there are no doors to, just sort of an open passage there. You recall down here, it is sort of up a level. So you hop down, that's probably about 6 or 7 feet to hop down into there. So
what is there like a railing situation here?
There is a railing there, yes.
Is it the sort of thing where like if one of us went under the table, we could still see down and like...
Your vision would be obscured. You probably wouldn't be able to see the grate from there if you were like lying on the floor, because you are like fairly up, unless you were like peeking through. It's sort of this carved stone
so substantial.
Railing. It's pretty substantial. There are holes in it that are carved through that you could look through, but
could I like position what?
I don't think we need to like super hide from the grate, because anything that pushes up the carpet and then climbs through, we can just like grab, right?
Okay, so where do we just want to go like one person behind each of these columns?
Yeah, that would probably be good enough.
Okay. I will. Oop. I will hide
And then-
behind this column.
We just want to be like in position to just get there close fast if they push it up.
All right. And are you guys hiding?
Sure.
We're being quiet.
If it's not gonna obstruct view.
So if you are trying to hide, I will need stealth rolls, which have the implication of if you move or do something else that will, break your stealth, then you'll need another one. So if you are trying to remain unseen, then, or unheard, or unsmelled, or unwhatevered.
I will try to be
stealth rolls.
unwhatevered.
You don't
I
have
too
to
will
be.
try to be on whatever.
21.
Mine
I am
is
reasonably well unwhatevered.
Oof.
Look how pleased Dora is. Dora's like dexterity.
I love dexterity skills. It's definitely
miss
not
being
an
a rogue.
overinflated stat in 5th edition. All right, so you are all assuming that you are reasonably there. Cool. All right, so people begin filing in Ziliana, and you do sort of see that there's a crowd of people sort of waiting outside, and you guess that probably at least half the theater is like already standing outside, half the patronage there, and as people sort of begin to come in, there are other people there collecting tickets and such, and if you were to assume that role, they would have outfitted you with the proper ticket taking procedures, etc., as if you were just one of the gang. And so you begin to go through, wading through the crowd. And you said you were going to do some particular things. What were those things?
All right, so I would like to look in the crowd for our friend Chalmarn, Kesh. Also look for Lycia too. I don't know if she would show up to but just to see like if somebody potentially looks like her. See if there are any potential followers of Chalmarn from what we've kind of observed of them. And anybody that looks like out of place, in your average theater going crowd.
All right. So I will need one very important perception roll from you.
Oh, not to build that up. Woo! That's an 18.
All right. Solid. So looking around, the first thing that you notice going through is many of these people seem quite affluent and are well dressed for an evening at the theater. Going through, you're guessing that a lot of these folks are either successful business people or kind of cut from a bit higher tier crust there. And as such, none of them strike you as being like, that person looks like somebody who might be a Trellmarn follower. Generalizing, of course, but for the most part, there doesn't seem to be too many sort of like down on their luck type people rummaging about the well-to-do here.
Quick question.
Yes.
Using my courtier background, do I happen to pick out anybody who seems to be like a big VIP with people that might be supportive of the Grey Pike like cause of like eliminating magic and things like that? Somebody that could be a potential target for Trellmarn other than Vela Breese.
I'm gonna put Kadia here underneath also so that the stream can see. For some reason it doesn't see you. So looking through with
Wait,
that,
I'm in 2 places?
I'm just doing it for vision. You're not actually in 2
okay.
places. I will move you under. So to answer your question,
I get to know who the movers and shakers are. Yeah, so
you do see several kind of the more well-to-do merchants, and you would, being of and about this city, you would kind of know that they're not necessarily nobility in the sense that everybody respects them, but in the sense that their financial status allows them to kind of like, bump elbows, and it's all about who you know and where you go and what you see and where you're seeing the things that you see there. And so there are several of them. You do also notice with your very nice perception roll that one of the people in attendance is Euphemia Fogmar, who is effectively the dean of the Brimeraldi School of Abjuration and Divination, now accepting night school applications.
Okay.
And as you go through, you do, sort of scanning the crowd for faces, catch a couple of familiar faces headed your way, and obviously they don't recognize you, but they do come up to you. You see Alistine from the Clockmaker's shop, and Marsalis Whitwind, the owner of the Clockmaker shop, as Holly connects another piece of yarn to a different point on her wall.
She said this she couldn't get tickets. What the hell is she doing here?
And so they sort of walk up to you, and kind of Marsalis hands you tickets, and you can see Allie is bristling with excitement, and they kind of have a bit of kind of camaraderie, casual banter between them. She's obviously kind of like fangirling somewhat hard, as a lot of people are maintaining their composure, but some of them are just like, oh my god, and maybe not have been in this theater before and all that. The theater itself is very nice looking as well.
I take special care to make sure that I rip it in a way that she can still use it for a scrapbook later.
Oh.
She plans on ingesting the ticket, so it's important.
I left her plenty to eat,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
it's
good.
fine.
So they kind of make their way, and you see them heading sort of out into kind of the floor seating area. You're guessing sort of the price structure sort of goes up with the elevation of the seating, more or less, there as they make their way in. And most of the initial push of the crowd goes through, and then people just start sort of coming in. These are the people who are cool enough that they don't have to stand in the crowd. They just sort of wait for that to clear and come in. And amongst the first of this wave of people, you do see Trelmarn Kesh. And he sort of walks up, kind of stands and surveys the scene. He's dressed a little bit nicer than you've seen him before, and it actually looks like he has perhaps not shaved his beard off completely, but things have been trimmed. His hair is more kept than it usually is. He usually has that sort of like almost outlander druidic look to him, and it's a little bit more tamed now. And with the taming of the Trelmarn, you do see that there's a scar that goes down sort of his cheek and sort of through his beard that you kind of couldn't quite see before, going through. And he just sort of pauses at in the middle of that foyer area, and looks around, and then meets eyes with you, and he just sort of smiles, and then takes a few steps over to one of the other ushers and hands his ticket, and then he sort of looks over his shoulder back at you and smiles again, and then continues to walk towards the stairs, heading up to a higher floor.
Okay.
Unless you want to, you can interrupt at any point in this process.
No, but I do a very the most polite, in the manner of somebody who goes to the school, polite, nod or whatnot, pulling back on my from what I know of polite etiquette or whatnot.
All right.
And the minute I'm guessing it might be getting close to the time that I need to book it backstage.
Yes, the last of the crowd seems to be funneling in. You do notice that there are several of the sort of Brimeraldi Arcane Guard that, though they've sort of kept back, and not that they were like necessarily hiding, but you could tell that they were kind of like deliberately being aloof from the crowd. They do close in a little bit more, and as you sort of just look out and around, you notice that there is an elevated presence of other things out and around, other guards and security, if you will, in a way that you haven't necessarily seen or at least thought to pay attention about before. All this from very nice perception roll going in.
Do I see like a somebody who looks like could be a captain or a leader of this arcane guard?
They all. It's hard to tell whose rank is what. You can see two sort of they sort of operate in squads of two. So you see two by two hands of blue. Two of them out there.
Okay.
Their hands aren't actually blue.
Okay.
But in order to approach them, you would have to like leave the theater and like go across the street or something.
Yeah, I can't.
They're not like posting up at the doors or anything. But you can tell the Empire has its eyes on you. Not you specifically, but you as an event.
Doran, is there something you wanted before I continue, or?
Yeah, and feel free to chime in at any point because I'm gonna like move from scene to scene. But if you want to interject at some point in time, as people are filing in, this is everyone's time to do things.
Because the party are the only ones that I know of that can see the residual effects of lingering magics and stuff. I want to make sure any individuals. I want to note two different things. As the individuals start filling in the seating, I want to see if there's any concentrations of residuum. But moreover, since there seems to be some sort of opposition at play here, whether you're on the side of Singer Lady or not, etc., etc., I want to see if there's any like strange deficits, like if there's a general or a wafting of some of the residuum. I want to see if there's any areas that it is repelled by or avoids, just to see if there's any kind of second effect that we've been ignoring up until now.
All right, and you do notice that Trelmarn has come in and sits sort of in the third level up in the balcony right in the front. So go ahead and make an investigation roll for me as you look at all of this, looking for the residuum, that magical byproduct that happens from all of this.
Yes. I then realized that I poked myself in the eye. I've rolled an 8 with my plus 6.
All right.
8.
You rolled a 2 with plus 6. So looking around, there is definitely residuum in the area. It's a bit hard to tell as people moving through it does kind of stir it up the way that a cloud or sort of fog or something like that might work. So there's just kind of general background noise layer of this residuum golden energy sort of cloud.
So the hookah cloud that I'm so used
through
to.
Through everything. It's not huge and wafting. You do notice that there is a little bit of it that just sort of gently wafts out from underneath the curtain. And sort of flows down out over the stage, almost like a fog machine was back there, but it was like a residuum fog machine. But besides that, with an 8, no particular evidence of anything there. And
well, I don't.
Does Stanmore give you any? Assume you are looking through your eyes, right?
I would be looking through my eyes. Stanmore is entitled to his own role. If it's something of note, he would probably let me know. But he's certainly watching.
All right, give me a roll for Stanmore as well, since he has a different vantage point for you. And he is sort of well up above. And so, just as a note, where he is kind of positioned there, you probably wouldn't be able to see him from where you're seated. Just to let you know. Because he's kind of like, he would be like right up here, but kind of one floor above you.
Right. I don't have to see Stanmore.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, he's not worried about me seeing him so much as seeing the stuff. He doesn't have an investigation stat, so it's just intelligence, right? Oh no. Oh, that's no good.
I mean, for
He's a bird.
so actually, as a point of interest, and you would know this, looking through Stanmore's eyes, you don't see residuum.
Okay, if I'm looking through his eyes.
Well, like his, he does not. He does not perceive. Yeah, he does not perceive it. So, if your senses are through him, if he's relaying what he's seeing, he doesn't see any residuum.
Right. That's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So he's just, since I would know that, he's just looking for suspicious, like the stereotypical coming like.
Okay.
Gargamel's in the. If there's a Gargamel, we're gonna see him.
All right. Perception roll from him then.
All right. So his perception's automatically at advantage because he's a bird, and it makes it to a 14.
All right. Looking around, there is sort of a general commotion about folks. Everyone's like, like holding up their playbill and like taking a picture for Twitter and all of that sort of stuff. The normal theater experience. But don't see anyone sort of gesticulating in an ominous fashion or anything like that. Focusing down in, you do kind of spot where Trellmarn is, but he doesn't appear to be like, excellent, or anything like that. His hands are sort of folded in his lap as he just sort of is attentively surveying the audience. Seems very patient, if somewhat aloof a little bit from what's going on.
Katie is going to tackle him at one point, but all right.
All right.
Just out of interest, do we see residuum down where we are?
You can make an investigation roll.
Oh, I'm so good at this. Here I go. 9.
All right. In the area you are currently, there's only ever so slightly a little bit, and you're guessing that it's kind of just a result of your presence there.
Okay.
But you don't. There's no sources or sinks there.
Okay.
Kadia, out in the dressing room area, you do sort of post yourself up stage right by the door of the dressing room there, and you see one of the kobolds, Brex, kind of pushes by you and sort of knocks on the door and then like sticks his head in just far enough. He says, 15 minutes to the show. And then he sort of like looks up at you and sort of looks up and down, and then he like closes the door and he goes, 15 minutes to the show. And then scampers off out sort of into the backstage area to places unknown.
Another kobold as well?
There is a dressing room down here, and you notice that Vogie has, I guess I can share their nameplates so that you guys can know who's who. Here. You do see Vogie heading in this direction. And they're kind of, all of the other kobolds seem to have climbed up and gone upstairs. You've heard some scampering, as it seems like their duties have taken them upstairs for the moment.
He didn't go into that dressing room though.
He did.
That
yes.
dressing room. He did.
So this whole thing there, like he's sort of standing in the threshold there, but he has gone through that. Where he's standing is the door, and has gone through into there, and is sort of has moved out of your view.
Do I know if we haven't checked that room though, so we don't know if it's empty or closed. Does it like? Is it an open dressing room?
There is a door here. It's not shown sort
okay.
of on the thing. There is doors there. It's a dressing room for a larger number of performers. So it has a little bit of an open feel to it.
Okay. I would like to just run down there and make sure that room's empty. Is that something I can do?
Yes.
I'm gonna take
So,
my
and the
save.
the curtain itself is currently closed. I guess I can denote this with some dynamic lighting.
All right.
So yeah, so you going around is a good thing as well. Let's get some curtain action going here. It's curtains for you. Get it? Because it's like
Yeah.
There's
There's
curtains
curtains.
involved. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Okay. So as you make your way there, Vogie is just sort of he looks at you. You can see he's wearing his very brightly colored sort of jacket vest thing, which he keeps straightening out and sort of obsessively like making sure the buttons are all right. And he kind of looks up at you. He's just like 15 minutes till the show. 15 minutes till the show. And he sort of paces back, and you can see that behind him there is a stage sort of stage door that leads from the dressing room kind of going out, and then there's another door over in, am I picking on the wrong layer? I am indeed. So behind him there's a stage door there, and then out here there's another door that sort of goes out forward, and you've kind of walked this whole area, so you would know. And then in here there's various screens and different things, tables for people to get ready and all of that, but it is currently completely vacant because there are no other performers here.
Right, and then I'll scamper back and I will take the stage route because it's quicker. Oh! Hi.
All right. As you run across, you see Vela Breeze sort of walking out. She kind of vaguely acknowledges you, but otherwise seems focused on what is going on. Anyone else have any other things in this? Yes. Okay. We'll continue with you, Katia, since you're bopping about.
Since Bella has like popped out and I'm assuming she's just like taking her position or whatever. What is her little assistant over there doing? Not assistant. You know.
Her manager is currently still in the dressing room. He appears to be checking some sort of book or ledger or something and writing in it, sort of seated at a desk with his back to the door, just scribing away at something.
Okay, I was just peeking. Right. I'm good.
Filiana.
I want to make my way quickly backstage, and hiding in a little corner that I can find, message each one of them in succession. Except actually, I'll do 4 because I'll assume that Rhea will relay to Gorand. Not Gorand. Gruthkul. I made Gruthkul and Doran one word. Sorry.
My name is Driscoll, actually.
Gruthkul. Yeah. So anyway, but I'm gonna send this message. Trellmarn is here. There's a bunch of arcane guard outside too that I didn't think were gonna be here. And Trellmarn's all shaved up and looks nicer. And he's got a scar on his face, and he definitely recognized me. I send that message every time. It's the same message, but it becomes a little babbly, I'm sure. More so. Yeah. And I think probably as that is, I finished that, my disguise has then fallen because it's been an hour.
Okay, fair enough. You guys can reply to this message if you would like.
Am I able, with my stealth roll, to scooch around to where Gruthkul is, and talk to her without breaking it, or?
Sure. What's your passive perception? 15?
15.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so I scooch around and kind of come up next to Gruthkul and say, Trellmarn is here. He is apparently more handsome than normal, and there's arcane guard outside.
I have is it more concerning that he is handsome or less concerning that he is handsome?
Handsome men do make me uncomfortable.
I think that there's more of insight in you than of handsome men.
I'll accept that.
Well, we cannot... It does mean if anything comes to great, it is probably not Stromman. That is upside, perhaps?
We'll see. Arcane Guard could be an issue, though, for us if we end up in a drawn-out fight and then we have Guard crawling up us.
I am not concerned. Of guard.
Okay.
I would like to reply back to Ziliana's message.
And then I'll go back over to my hiding spot.
Oh, where'd he go? Where's he sitting? Up, down, seat, box?
I think at this point, are we now across each other on the wings?
No, you look like you're still in the lobby at the moment.
All right. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to religiously adhere to where you are in the map because there are a lot of moving pieces happening, and there are things that are happening that you don't see if you aren't where you should be.
We're getting stuck past on.
I can't pull myself backstage. Am I backstage now?
Yes.
All right. So I pulled myself backstage.
I don't see you, so...
All right.
There are lots of breakers of line of sight, so...
Actually, I don't know where he's at.
Okay.
Cookie knows. Ziliana doesn't know.
All right.
So
yeah, I believe Dorn Geos is the only one who actually knows.
Correct. Yeah.
I will assume that... okay. Cool.
It's because of residuum that I'm trying to... Yeah.
He's here, but I don't know where. Okay.
All right.
Where exactly are you standing in the wings?
So, as it seems like things have settled a bit, there is sort of this light din in the air of the theater itself as everyone takes their seats and readies themselves for the performance. The candelabras and various lighting fixtures in the house themselves are extinguished by the various ushers, as it doesn't go to sort of like a total blackout like you would think sort of modern theater. There is still a little bit of light there, but definitely less light than there has been any of the time that you've been here. And you do notice Dorand sitting out in front, that along the sort of proscenium of the stage itself, various little footlights on the very edge of the stage light up and sort of cast this nice sort of curtain warming effect on this big, heavy red velvet curtain there. As this happens, the crowd sort of takes their signal to quiet, and quiet falls over the theater itself. Rhea and Gruthkul, I would like you to make active perception rolls to see if you can, how well you're maintaining your watch. And you guys, since you are directly below the theater itself, you can, in a muffled sense, you can hear these types of sounds, right? So you do sense that there's something there.
That's cool. Is distracted by a mouse?
And do you both have dark vision?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. Because it is right now there is no light source where you are, just to let you know. All right. So, and with that, the lighting is down, and the curtain is slowly drawn open. You can see Vogie on one side, sort of pulling this pulley as the curtain slowly begins to pull apart, and you see those of you in the wings there see Vela Breese step out onto stage to a rousing bit of applause, and I guess I'll try to copy and paste so that like Doran you can see and such as well. She sort of steps out center stage and sort of surveys the crowd and holds her hands open. She's changed into a much more silvery almost glimmering sequinish type dress that's very long and slinky down to the floor, and there's a bit of a train that lays out back behind it, and the warm light of the candle footlights reflects off of it and kind of almost cast this sort of shimmering starlight effect across the stage, and sends a little bit of almost like like disco ball like dots throughout the rest of the theater, giving it this otherworldly form. And Liliana?
I'm sorry, I forgot something before we go too far, and it's okay if I can't retcon this, but I would have told Doran his dean is here, very specifically.
Okay, in part of that message,
Yes.
easy enough to have done.
Okay.
Lauren, is there anything you would do with that information, or?
Yes, I would note it.
It hath been noted.
I would thought he would want to know.
If I have a response, it's literally noted.
Yeah. Very adorned-esque. All right.
Noted.
Oh.
Oh, okay. See, that's more of the response I was expecting.
Yeah.
So, Vela Breese comes out, sort of opens her hands, welcomes the crowd together, and begins to talk of sharing an evening of music to escape from sort of the ardor of the common complications of life, and for everyone to sort of free themselves into the music and let it take them and transcend. And as she sort of raises her hands up, the lights from the 4 footlights in the front of the stage there all sort of rise out from their little sort of shelled holders and sort of float up as the 4 lights just sort of go and kind of illuminate and this almost silvery moonlit light that you've seen her perform with so many times there. And they kind of like rise as her hands go up. And you can see, Doran, very specifically, they do have like this trail of residuum sort of wafting down underneath them, as it does appear that they are indeed a magical effect.
Are we able to gauge, since we're getting a little more? We've been seeing residuum since like session 1 or 2.
Yes.
Are we able to gauge the potency of each spell based on the residuum output? Can I like?
I would say that you likely are able to sort of get more information from that on a level that has like some granularity to it. So if you'd like to do that, why don't we call this? Let's call this an Arcana check.
I shall Arcana it then. I'd like to figure that out with a very good roll of 25 total.
Excellent. All right. So, based on your sort of methodical observations of this does appear to be sort of akin to almost kind of like a cantrip level of residuum sort of coming off of these. Going, and you've seen sort of illusion and illumination type cantrips, and you're fairly familiar that this is likely some sort of performative version of a dancing lights type arrangement there. You will notice in all of this that not just the magical effect, but also coming from Vela Breese herself is this sort of wash of a little bit more residuum than you might expect. Usually people you've observed don't have this sort of flow from them, this almost aura of it, and it does sort of flow out. But in the illumination that you see from this, and as you're paying very keen attention to where things are starting, you do notice there is residuum flowing now in a way that you hadn't noticed before, whether you didn't see it before or you didn't, or it wasn't there before potentially, from the audience itself. And it's beginning to sort of just ever so slightly, not in like this huge wave, just sort of begin to pool sort of in the lower recesses of the theater there. And as this illumination pulls up sort of over everything, she steps back and begins to sing. You can hear her voice kind of cutting through in that very sort of crisp soprano-like tone that resonates, and even trying to be like incredibly diligent, Doran, you do find your attention just like immediately drawn to her, and the voice there, not in like a supernatural way, but just in just the spectacle nature of it all, as this light and almost sort of starlight reflections are over the whole theater as she begins to sing again in a language you don't understand. Those of you who are sort of in the basement beneath this, you hear the purity of the tone through the various structure above you, but the words are kind of muffled enough so you're not actually getting like the words. You just can hear that there's this incredibly sonorous voice above as the performance begins. Katia and Zilyana, you kind of have the backstage perspective, looking out at sort of the silhouetted form of Vela Breese there singing.
So I can't see her where I am currently placed.
Well, then you do not see her.
Well, I had, like, because I couldn't physically move my token there. I think I meant to be Oh! Alright.
I moved you.
Alright. Can you move? Meant to be on the opposite side of Katia.
Okay, well, Katia is up top here.
Alright. Alright.
And keeping in mind, if you go like in here, you will be like literally walking out on stage back behind her.
Right. I am staying behind.
It's that awkward walk.
If the audience can see you, you can see the audience, they can see you.
Yes. So currently you are next to Katia.
Do you just move Katia? Katie was down here. Sorry. Then I'm here.
Wait, where is what?
Katia was just here.
I think your thing didn't refresh or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay,
there we go.
So yeah,
I'm
you're on
now
opposite
opposite
sides
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And are any of you actively keeping watch on something? And if you are actively looking at something, I need to know. And where you're looking, because I'm kind of keeping like line of sight in like a 120-degree cone there too.
Residual levels and lack of residual levels is what I'm looking for. AKA, if a residual eating monster is out there, I'd like to know.
Yes. Okay.
I think we're just watching the rug.
Yeah, and I've already got your
we're watching that
your
rug.
rolls for that.
We're watching that rug real good.
I'm watching Vela Breese like a hawk.
All
I'm not a hawk, but I'm watching her.
All right. So
I'm not a hawk
perceptions, Liana.
yet.
Katia, you have something?
Is Malthu still ledgering?
No, he's sort of closed up whatever it is, and has sort of seen you sort of right at the door. He kind of stood up and poked his head out the door just to sort of check that like the performance was like off and rolling and all of that. And right now he's sort of sitting with the chair turned, and he's just sort of listening. The door is open, but he doesn't appear to be like doing anything aside from just sort of waiting and listening. Not hovering like a dance mom or anything.
If he's doing that, I'll take one step forward.
Okay.
Is this a Jakora boy?
Yes.
Okay.
That is Rambunctious Ryan.
So
Ryan.
Who's like, woo, Vela Breeze!
face paint, like
He's got like one of those
big,
like
number
fingers.
one
Yeah.
fan. Except that it's actually just one of the number one fingers from like playing Jakora ball, so it has nothing to do with the present moment.
Before I moved, I didn't see anyone over here in this wing, right? No more kobolds. They went up.
If you didn't see any, then there weren't any there.
All right, cool. I'm good.
All right. So the first number finishes, and she sort of continues on into the performance. Songs do feel different in it, but it's a lot of it is sort of akin to almost kind of like operatic or almost sort of like aria type singing, very kind of high soprano, and at times you do, those of you who are in the theater itself, you do feel that there's sort of like multiple layers to her voice going in, like there's harmonies going on, but it's all sort of emanating from her there. In Doran, taking the time to look through all of this, you do notice that in the area where Trelmarn is sitting, you see the residuum sort of come down back from around, and as it sort of nears him within like 5 or 10 feet, it's almost like a rock or like a promontory in the middle of a river in this sort of flow of residuum parts and sort of goes around where he is. There's noticeably no residuum where he is, and just sort of goes and then flows over as a waterfall sort of down the balcony. And those of you on stage seeing this, you do see this sort of golden shimmer coming down from all of the balconies, and just sort of like this multi-tiered waterfall, just kind of residuum flowing down in. And as 10-15 minutes of performing go by, those of you who can see the audience notice that the amount of residuum being produced by the audience seems like it's growing, and is kind of in proportion to the emotiveness, to the sort of level of performance, the energy, the tension in what Vela Breese is singing. Occasionally the kobolds sort of move around, but there's not too much. There's some adjustment of pulleys occasionally, and you can see Brex back behind you, Katie, like tie some rope off or something. But mainly those ones are just sitting. And for the two of you who are eagle-eyed watching the rug, you notice as the rug sort of folds in half and sort of flops over as in the darkness the hatch sort of flips open, and you can see a light of it's probably a torch or fire or something underneath, sort of not coming out of it, but blooming out from the area. What would you guys like to do?
I think I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna see what comes out of the hole.
All right.
Briscoe's gonna wait until whatever is in the hole is committed to being out of the hole.
Whack-a-mole.
All right. So you do see, before I show it on the map, you do see a figure, humanoid inside, wearing these sort of grayish purplish robes that are big, sort of almost ceremonial-like robes, and this very sort of structured mask that comes up, and there's two kind of points that come up almost off like the cheekbones, and then another two that sort of come up and curl back, and the mask curls sort of about over half of the face, and it's this sort of silveryness. The mouth area is exposed, and there's holes for the eyes, and carrying a torch just sort of climbs up, and you see this figure emerge underneath the rug.
The thing is, nothing good ever happens related to masked men in robes in the basement of theaters.
All right, and he just sort of immediately looks around, and we will use the perception roll to see if your hiding is good enough.
Is he committed to being out of the he's out of the hole?
He has it's folded open, and he has climbed up out of the hole itself. If you would like to do anything, seems like he is looking around right now.
Well, he's gonna see something. I would like to try and tackle him.
All right, go ahead and let's roll right into initiative here. And I guess we'll put everybody on the. You guys don't have any means of contacting anyone else, right? Okay, so we will just keep the initiative to this this little shindigorama down here, just for sake of brevity, as I feel like this will unfold in multiple scenes.
Okay.
Great.
Mine is not rolling. Unacceptable, but terrible 8.
We all
Right.
rolling?
Or no, just wait. Did you select your token, Beth?
I guess I didn't. Hold on.
It's sitting at white. Okay.
And now it isn't rolling. I'm getting like roll 20 lag.
Alright, I can add you as a turn.
If you can add me, that would be nice.
Alright.
What language is the singing in?
It is largely in Celestial, occasionally in Common.
Okay.
A lot of it is not really, for the most part, it's not necessarily like lyrics. It's just like the music we're listening to now. It's just sort of melodic oohs and ahs, sort of created by a synthesizer. Occasionally there are strands of words and stuff that get sort of sung over the tops of these things, but it's all sort of consistent with the types of just sort of like peaceful promotion of joy, self-acceptance, those sort of messages, and all of that. All right, so
Kind of like an Instagram influencer, right? Like just...
Yes, 100% that vibe. And you're like, wow, she has an amazing life. In no way did she spend 64 hours preparing every little last piece of sage on her breakfast. Like, all right. So the cultist pops their head out, and as you sort of stand to pounce, does notice and is going to sort of look up at you, and just sort of like look somewhat shocked. And he looks sort of down towards the hole for a second, and then is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps there outside, and step sort of out of view as the hatch is currently open, and that will do it for his turn. Rhea, you see the guard react to Gruthkul sort of standing up, ready to pounce. Or not the guard, the cultist, and head over away from all of this.
So I didn't say I was taking any actions. Does my stealth still hold?
What do you mean, does it hold?
From before.
Your stealth is still what it was when you rolled it.
Okay, what I would like to do is if I move at half speed, can I maintain it? Because I want to like see if I can like sneak around and get eyeballs on them. Physically, I'm gonna throw eyeballs at them.
Okay, you can certainly move at half speed if you would like.
So 10, 20. And then I guess this last one, because I can see the corner of them here.
Okay, so you have hopped down, and you are now sort of standing in this kind of dead end of a wine cellar there, and just kind of barely can see them in there. Easy enough. And remember, if you are ever in like direct line of sight, you're not hidden, right? Because you can't just be like standing there like your vision is based on movement. All right, Gruthkul.
I look like a wall.
Gruthkul going to go over here.
Passive perception, Gruthkul.
10.
Okay, continue. As you step over
Okay.
the open grate.
Oh, I bet there's way more down there. I didn't notice that though. I have a singular purpose, and that is this guy.
Back.
All right. As you move there, a scimitar comes flying in your general direction, attached to an arm here, and you will make an attack.
But just an arm.
an attack against you. Does a 15 hit you?
No. Oh.
All right.
Buddy, you've
so
made a
it
mistake. I was just gonna tackle you.
Swings at you.
You're not Cadia. You can't.
I just there's like a pause. I sort of look at him. Okay.
Please remember that we shouldn't be murdering them. We need to talk to them.
All right.
We're not murdering.
24 will
Please,
hit.
this is not Cadia.
15 points of damage.
All right, and with that, you sort of strike him right across the side of the head, and you hit the side of the mask, and one of those sort of pieces breaks off and just slams in through his skull, and he just smashes into the wall and just crumples down. There's just sort of like this blood trail there, kind of pooling there.
God damn it.
I mean, we're not killing the other ones.
How is your passive still 10? Excellent.
Still 10.
Okay.
It changed momentarily. What?
Does my passive come into this? I'm standing right next to the grate.
Not for this particular thing. You do look down and you do notice that the light in the grate is moving.
Is in there is the light is going away?
No, it's just sort of moving.
Am I allowed to do things right now, or are we still?
We are still in rounds.
I just assumed you wanted everyone to roll.
No,
you take me out of there.
It's all good. Dorn's like, win. I know something's going on. I can smell it. All right, so that one is dead. Let me see something here.
He attacked me.
We were explicitly not supposed to kill them.
Look, when somebody attacks you with a sword,
You are a pile of hit points.
what does that mean?
All right. What you what you
You're
don't
a pile
notice,
of unadulterated muscle.
Thor, I'm
Gruthkal,
It's adulterated. It's
you
fine.
do not notice this. However, Rhea, you do, as it pops out. You see a little snake sort of go out from the corner underneath, sort of through around Gruthkal's legs. Gruthkal's just like looking at her hammer in the back of the guy and sort of smiling. And
Do
moves
another
sort
attack.
of around there. But you didn't see the other target, so you didn't have anything to target. And
Rhea.
begins to...
Okay, when it moves out of my range, can I try to grab it?
you can certainly try.
What would you like me to roll?
We're taking prisoners already, species.
All right. This
You want to grab
will.
the snake at the tail.
You can. You can't grapple as an attack of opportunity. This is technically on its initiative turn. So you can.
So I can-
You can attack it, but you can't grapple it per se.
Can I well, I mean, I don't have a melee weapon out right now, so I can punch it.
If you would
Beat
like
the
to try
shit
to,
out of
or
it.
stomp on it or something, if you would
Character
like.
do you think you're
Stop
playing?
it.
Okay, I guess I will try to stomp it non-lethally.
Non-lethal stomp.
Non-lethal stomping.
Just head it
Which
with
I
your
can.
tail.
I can call non-lethal
Edit.
damage.
I think that was one of the stomp tours that they went off
All
Broadway
right.
with.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
So that's.
Are you proficient in foot?
I'm proficient in. I think everybody's proficient in unarmed strikes.
It is true.
But you don't.
I'm proficient in my feet. I
not.
use them every day.
I stumble over my own.
All right.
Okay, so
attack roll?
1d20 plus 2. No.
All right. As you stomp at it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right. As it sort of heads up the stairs, moving very quickly out into the rest of the theater. Or the rest of the basement. What would you guys like to do? Rhea, it's your turn.
I am going to go. Could I get like up here?
You can certainly try.
Is that an action?
No, it would be an extra sort of.
Check.
We'll call it an extra 5 feet of movement because it's climbing. So.
Okay.
It would take you 15 feet of movement to get to there.
That's still less. Glancing down into the hole, do I see anything?
You see lights, and what you're guessing is probably 2 more figures. Though you can't directly see them. It looks like they've backed off of the hole a little bit.
How far down are they?
It's roughly about like 1 story, so 10 feet or so. Looks to be sewers.
You know what? Let's try this. I'm gonna use my action to cast sleep down in the hole.
Casting sleep down in the hole. All right. I believe this is a roll.
Oh,
Brr, brr,
that's
brr,
not
brr, brr.
great. But like dropping the point like down in the.
Yep.
Oh, that's a
Can you
really
like
bad roll.
sleep for me, please?
Yes, sorry. How do I get this to show the actual thing that I want? Let me try doing that again. It's gonna roll it again too, but ignore the.
Oh, damn.
I want to die.
Uh,
Okay, but it's a 17, but there's the description.
Oh no!
Sending order. Yeah. All right. So 17. All right. You see as the light sort of shifts again, and with it a shadow kind of moves down there. You hear kind of a, not a thud, but sort of a slouching sound.
Okay, so I think I got one of them probably. So I'm maintaining concentration on that and hissing it
Please.
at Gruthcole. More in hole. Don't kill these ones.
Please denote concentration on your, who's it?
Yeah, and then I just go, no more killing. No,
I didn't mean to kill
down,
them.
down.
It's not my fault that they are made of like paper.
Be gentle.
All right.
Bludgeon them gently, and then I'm gonna go this way.
Gruthcole, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm not done.
Alright.
I still have movement.
Oh, okay.
So 5,
15 to here.
10, 15. 20. 25. And I will pull a dagger.
Okay. Fair enough. Gruthcole, you are up.
I want to go look down the hole.
All right. Looking down the hole, you see sort of the same thing that Rhea did. There's light down there. You see sort of the shifting of shadows and stuff. You can't tell exactly what's going on down there.
Is there any kind of like? How far down is it?
It's about 1 story, about 10 feet. The same distance as when Rhea checked to see how far down it was.
Okay, but how far down is it?
It's a bottomless pit, insurmountable, filled with invincible foes.
All right. So I would like to crouch, sort of back from the grate, and if anything pops up out of it that is made of flesh, I would like to grab it and yank it out of the hole.
All right, so you are holding your action to grapple, I guess. So you won't really be like pulling down up. It's just when it gets in range, you'll hold it.
Yep.
Okay, so I will let you do that. Fair enough. You hear some murmured speech coming from down there, Gruthcole, as you hear like, what are you, wake up, and then you hear the sound of a smack, and the snake will use its action to disengage. move there. Rhea, you're up.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, snake. I am going to lash out with my dagger at the snake.
All right.
Non-lethally.
Make a nature roll for me.
Nature. So good at this.
Noted.
15.
You're gonna stab it and
It's gonna die.
you don't know. You're not a snakeologist, right? You've never non-lethally stabbed a snake with a dagger before, so we'll see how it goes.
Is that nature roll enough for me to know whether or not this snake is poisonous?
If you want to use your action, you can analyze what type of snake it is. But
No, I think I'll just
right
hide
now,
this.
you've just basically
Okay.
sort of walked at a brisk pace here. See the snake on the ground, pull out your dagger, and you're just like, where do I hit it that I don't kill it? That's where we're at right now. And remember, it is
I'm just
all
gonna
pitch
stab
black
the snake.
here.
I'm just gonna stab the snake.
All right.
Because I was wondering if like maybe it was a familiar, but I guess if it's a familiar, it'll poof, right? I'm just gonna stab the snake.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Dagger. 11.
All right, and as you stab down, you sort of go through the little railing. Your hand goes through, and the snake sort of moves, and it just your dagger hits the ground and doesn't hit the snake.
Motherfucker.
All right.
Also,
Snake
can
make
I
you look like a bitch?
just doing some wildlife control over here. They should really get some exterminators down in the basement. Can I feel? Is my sleep spell still going? Can I tell? Because if it only hit one of them and that person was slapped awake.
You're still concentrating on it, whether or not the effect is over.
Sleep concentration?
Is it concentration?
It is. I believe so.
I forgot.
You can choose whether
Oh,
you're still.
sleep is not concentration,
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't forget.
so I'm not concentrating.
Okay.
So I got no idea.
You have
Okay.
no idea.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Kruthko, nothing has come up the great.
That's great.
Great.
I will continue. I will ready the same action again.
All right. Readying that action, and this time you do see something come up the grate. Oh, unable to find folder. Uh-oh, this is bad. I'm gonna have to refresh Roll20. Please hold. Actually, this is a good time. Why don't we take a little break as things have started to go.
Okay.
So back in 5 minutes, folks, and I'll refresh my Roll20 and we'll continue to see what's going on. Okay, see you in a bit. I will burp.
Okay.
insider information while I make ice cream.
Can't believe you would let her do that. I would kill her character immediately. Just make a
She
point.
was like, well, how many hit points do they have? How much did I miss?
The snake or the people? Snakeable.
I do like the idea of trying to find out how you non-lethally stab a snake with a dagger.
You use the pummel, you knock it out.
You pin it. Yeah, you pin it. Or you pin it by its tail.
You can just escape.
But it's sort of hard to know where like the tail ends and the body begins.
When does the tail end?
I mean, I thought a snake was just 98% neck. So it's like head, neck, and then the last little bit is the tail.
Makes sense.
You know those, I had like this snake puzzle thing as a kid. So it's just a triangle. So that's the extent of my snake. It's made of triangles.
Yeah, I mean, if this were a video game, it would basically be triangles.
Definitely
Polygamist? Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
polygamist.
all snakes are.
All snakes are polygamous, of course.
Have you seen it at homes? Jesus.
Yeah, there is a lot of polygamy there. Excellent. Well, should we hop back into it?
Yes.
Let's hop back into it.
And we're back. We just learned a lot about snakes and their habits. Being made of polygons, they are polygamous, we have learned, which means made of polygons. Cool. So, stabbing at the snake, it manages to be slippery and continue to evade you, Rhea, as it seems to move with a purpose in a general direction. Gruthkol, you hear some more arguing back and forth, and since you have sort of been stationary for a little bit, you do see emerging from, not completely from the grate, but head sort of popping up, dressed in an almost identical cult-like fashion to the previous one. Another cultist has sort of ascended the ladder, and sort of shoulders and head are now up, climbing up the ladder, and looks in your general direction. This would trigger your held action.
I would like to grapple him by the head.
All right. You don't get to choose where you grapple him. That is for me to decide.
Can I grapple him by the head? Pretty
Well,
please.
let's see if you can. This is an athletics check contested with his acrobatics.
I'm good at athletics. $21.
All right, cool. If he rolls a natural 20, he will be able to evade this.
Let's see if he does that. He does.
As you go, he just sort of ducks and weaves out of your grasp there, unfortunately for you. And unfortunately for him, however, he is not grappled, but this is all of his movement to get up here. So he will, sort of as you go to grab him, he kind of fumbles through his cloak and grabs a rapier pulling out. And as you see him pull the rapier out, the sleeve of his arm kind of pulls up, and you see that coiled along his left arm, sort of winding all the way up, with its two fangs sort of latched into his bicep, is another snake. Not a tattoo, an actual snake coiled up around his arms. And he draws the scimitar with the other arm, and is going to swing at you with a swimitar.
Oh.
Does a 5 hit you?
Nice attack, buddy. No.
All right. Haria. Oh no, this other snake is going to disengage once again. And 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. That will do it. Moving
Which time
out
is
of your
gone-
sight.
Gone by.
Since the beginning of performance, about 15, 20 minutes or so.
All right. I do think at this point I would do a message check-in to Dorand and to Rhea or whatnot, and being like, I don't see anything too hinky yet. How about you?
All right.
Noted.
Noted.
God damn it!
All right. So, Rhea or
You don't
Goosecroll
even tell me about the Trellmarn thing. That's fine. You do you.
Yeah.
No,
fine.
that's a big conversation for the entire group, so I wouldn't mention it just to you, so
Okay.
you could then bottle up all the communications with all these extra castings and all the extra.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
You just be oozing all the residual.
All right. Rhea, you are up.
Okay. Can I go here?
You can climb up there. Yes.
Is it cost extra movement, or is it low enough that I can just?
Again, costs 5 extras to sort of climb up and hop up over there.
More than
So-
1 inch.
So I've gone 10, 15, 20. God damn it.
And you notice that you don't see the snake anywhere.
25. 30. I'm still not seeing anything.
Correct.
I will roll. Can I roll an investigation check to see if I can pick up any hint of where it might have gone?
Sure. Actually, make a perception check.
And better. Sometimes 11.
Looking around, unfortunately, you do not see anything. Does not. You sort of got a sense for how fast it could move, and you know you're sort of standing somewhere around maybe where it is. So you get the sense that it probably didn't outrun you, but you just can't see it at the moment. Anything else? And you hear a message from Ziliana coming through. Just checking in.
Can I respond to it?
In a short 6-second burst.
Okay. I say, cultists in the basement, also snakes, lost to the snake, keep an eye out for snakes. We have the cultists handled. Probably. Gruthko killed one. Somewhere in there it just cuts off.
All right.
Let's go kill.
Gruthkal, you are up again.
Okay, so I missed the grapple, and then he swung at me. Now, there is precedent for what happens when someone swings at me. And his head is poking out of the grate. So I'm gonna
Cannot leave Gruthkal anywhere.
He has fully like climbed up so that he's like sort of standing. now.
I'm gonna non-lethally
Bash
shatter
his head.
And non-lethally murder.
16.
16 will hit this very.
10 points.
And with that, you dash him over the head, and he falls unconscious there. And as he does, you see sort of uncoiling from him another snake.
I will crush the snake
That was crushed.
with an attack.
Okay, you will have to move if you wish to attack the snake.
That's fine. I will move there.
All right, and that will
20.
hit the snake. All right, and
8 points
with
of
a
damage.
splat, the bloody snake just sort of makes this little plop on the ground.
See unconscious on top of the grate.
yeah, sort of halfway to falling into it, but just sort of slouched over down on it. Like his foot and leg is sort of like hanging down in the ground.
Gotcha. That'll be all.
All right. You hear Gruthkul, what sounds to be like sort of splashing footsteps, very sort of squishy, getting slowly more and more faint. And the light from down below seems to be going dark.
I don't like that.
All right. And that. All right. Lots of stuff happening. You don't know what's happening. Excellent. Rhea, what would you like to do?
I would just like to. I would like to continue to search for the snake.
Okay. How would you like to do that? Where would you like to do that? Who would you like to do that? What would you like to do that? When would you like to do that?
Wait, where do these stairs go up, right?
I don't really know where those stairs go. They don't correspond to anything on the map, so let's just ignore those.
Okay, so those aren't
stairs. Just think of that as just like, I don't know, something that
It's
maybe
soft
that
stairs.
maybe
These are
that
prop
maybe
stairs,
that
yeah.
goes up. Yeah, maybe that goes up to like underneath where the footlights of the theater would be or something. Like you're kind of like under the stage right now is where you're at.
Okay. I guess I'll go like here, so I'm kind of like central, and I'm just gonna keep trying to spot the snake.
Okay.
There's a snake. There's a snake. Everywhere's a snake.
Perception roll. Nope, using the measuring tool will not be an
Sorry,
acceptable means. You are not a radar.
I was thinking about something else. 20, not natural.
All right.
Unnatural.
You do
Eldritch 20.
looking around, you do notice that the little platforms around you, there is a gap between sort of the edge of the floor and where the platform is. Like they don't fit in snug when they're all the way down. It's probably about a 3-inch gap or so around, and then they have these pulleys going up. And also with that, you hear a very slight sound of movement coming from sort of the south of you, sort of this direction. Just a very slight sort of shifting, rustling is too strong a word, but very faint.
Okay, and that was my action.
Correct.
And I have moved 5 feet.
Sure.
10, 15, 20. Do I see anything?
You see back behind a box there,
Oh.
you see Lycia sort of poke her head up, looking at you.
Long time no see.
What
Why
exactly
is
are you doing here?
Trying to prevent a murder. Also, there was also just watching a murder be committed. You know, I think we're just not very good at our job or something. What are you doing here?
Well, it seemed like this was the place to be amongst your community, so here I am. Observation is the first key to all of this. If I know the Bishemveru, which I do, and their tendencies, they will want to be the places where the people of influence are, and clearly that is here. So, I would assure you that they are almost certainly here tonight.
Okay, there's also snakes here, which is my primary concern at the moment.
Likely irrelevant to our search for the Bishemveru.
Yes, but relevant to us getting paid so that we can stop my friend from getting her life ruined by a loan shark.
Also fairly relevant to me.
work with me here.
Right. Well, since you've blown my cover,
You blew your cover. If you don't want me to blow your cover, then don't make noises where I can hear you.
We all see this bickering.
all right. You are theoretically out of rounds unless you would like to do something that requires us to remain in rounds.
Oh boy, do I have some.
Flaming sphere. All right, here we go.
Well, so Girthcole, seeing the light fading, would sort of look around for Rhea, like, Rhea, where have you gone? Rhea, please. And then would climb down.
All right. You see, looking down, sort of about 60 feet away from you, about to turn a corner, another cultist dressed in similar robes, holding a torch. Sort of, they look over their shoulder at you as you sort of reach the bottom of the ladder, and they're just sort of about to turn the corner there, seemingly fleeing into the sewers.
I would, hold on, let me check the range or something. I would, how far can I move?
You've already moved down there, so I would say that was 5 to get to the grate, and then climbing down is another. Since you don't have climbing.
Okay,
speed,
I'm gonna
that's- so
use.
10. So you've got like 5 feet of movement left.
I'm gonna use this.
All right. Wisdom saving throw. Frightened and speed is reduced to 0. All right. Here is cultist wisdom saving throw. A 1.
He is fucking spooked.
All right. And with that, sort of looks over and what is your? How does your abjure enemy work?
Well, I mean, I'm an incredibly large woman holding a bloodied maul. It sort of doesn't need any kind of extra flavor at that point. But probably I would hold out the maul, pointing towards him, and just shake my head for disappointment.
Right. And with that, he sort of freezes and just sort of holding the torch next to him, just sort of like shakes and drops the torch into the drink next to him, and you're both in, or he's now in total darkness, and you are in dim light. Sort of, actually no, because there's no light above, so everything goes completely dark again. But he looks like he is frozen in his tracks. All right. And with that, we are out of rounds, as there are no more active combatants unless you wish to engage Lycia in combat.
I don't.
Well, there's still like me and him, right?
Well, he currently has a speed of 0, so you can get to him next turn if you would like.
Okay. Well, if you want me to,
tell me what you would like to do.
I'm gonna go and beat him unconscious and then kill his snake.
All right. Easy enough to do. You swing at him, strike him, knocking him unconscious. I do need you to make an attack roll at the snake at disadvantage, though, as it is considered dark here.
I should see though, right?
Yes, but it is obscured, so it will take a disadvantage roll to hit the snake.
Okay. Hit the snake. 14.
And a 14 will manage to strike it, and you do splat. Goes another one.
And while this is happening, can I go, leaving Lycia to crouching in the corner, I guess? Can I go up here and, like, I don't know, like, see if I can pry this up a little bit and look underneath it for Snake?
Yes. Are you going to try to pry it? There is a pulley mechanism that will sort of,
I will pulley it, I guess.
All right. As you start to move the pulley, you see part of the stage begin to sort of like
I stop moving the pulley.
It does sort of raise up a little bit, so you get the sense the mechanism opens the stage like that, and the thing comes up to fill that
That's
platform.
so inconvenient. Is there a way? Can I like look in there, like peer in there, and through the crack?
You can certainly try.
Is there a snake in there?
It's this close to your
Make
eyeball.
The snake bites my eye. I get a very stylish eye patch.
Perception roll there at disadvantage because you're peering through. All right,
Okay, it's still 19.
Still not bad. You do see it goes down a little ways. There is some other sort of rigging and mechanism down underneath that's sort of in this, and you do see that there is a little bit of movement under there. But one thing you immediately notice is there's something dripping from the underside of this platform.
Can I use my dagger to scrape some of it off and look and see if I can identify what it is?
Yeah, you kind of pry it open and go. You slide your dagger out, and your dagger appears to be covered in sort of thickish blood.
I think Rhea like does it, and like Lycia's like looking at her. She just looks down and she just goes, "God damn it!"
And Lycia just sort of like holds up her hands, looking at you like, "What are you?" Never mind. And she just starts walking to go up the
I've
stairs.
had to deal with a lot of blood today.
And heads up
That
sort of the back
bleeding.
stairs there. All right. So, Gruthkul, you have an unconscious occultist before you, and another unconscious cultist up there.
I would like to drag this one up top and look for some rope or something to bind them with.
All right. It's easy enough to find rope in and around here, sort of out in the area where Rhea is there. And you begin to tie them up, and we will move onward to the backstage area. Ziliana, Vogie, kind of, you feel this like tap on your shoulder of a little like claw, to sort of scene change. You need to go other side. Breck's come through with the boat.
Oh, okay. So I quickly scoot behind the curtain and run over to Kadia. So,
Okay.
like if I go here and then do a little wave to Brex. And then, oh, I'm stuck. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see Brex is just sort of like lounging in the boat back there. And with that, Vogie takes a bit of the curtain and sort of draws it across the area where he is.
I tap on Katie's shoulder. There's a scene change? We didn't see that. Wait a minute. We didn't see that in rehearsal. Did we see that in rehearsal?
You did not see any change of scenes in rehearsal.
Oh my god, why did I leave?
Outsmarted by a kobold.
It's too late.
I was muted. I thought we didn't watch the rehearsal. Okay.
We
Watch the
did.
rehearsal. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's-
Sorry. I got blinded by snakes.
Snakes. What?
Oh, no. I mean, that was the player talking. It was like this weird, like ethereal, like voice or whatnot. That just, no. There's scene change, and then I just ran past a boat, and wait a minute. But there was no scene change in the thing.
Alright,
I should go back.
I like to poke my head in here and see what's happening.
All right. As you look across, you do see motion heading up this set of stairs. And Brex is just sort of chilling, half sleeping in the boat. And as you sort of come up, he sort of looks up. Good singing, good singing.
Is the boat coming out?
What? But no. This is where I sit. There's no scene changes.
Ziliana?
Yeah. Vogie said there was a scene change, and I stupidly came over here.
All right, are you going to chase or me?
Why don't why don't you
Blup,
go?
blup, blup, blup.
Sorry.
Blup.
Gosh.
Is this how the way up?
Yeah, you go up those stairs.
Okay.
So going up the stairs, you catch again, heading sort of all the way back on the far side, so heading away from you, kind of like top to bottom of or bottom to top of the map. You see the last sort of little sort of something small moving, a little sort of wispy cloak back behind it, sort of going out. This is one sort of stage or one floor up from you, back to the spiral staircase over there, and you just sort of don't catch it. Something moving pretty fast.
Wait, so this where I'm at doesn't lead up, or it does?
You have to go to the other side of. So you have to kind of go. There's. I don't have this map here, but it does. There's sort of like a catwalk that goes over the top of the whole
Okay.
thing, and then it leads back to the spiral staircase. It's here that sort of continues to go up. So you kind of have to like go
So
like that to get.
am I like pretend on the catwalk then?
Yes.
Right now? Okay.
You are on the catwalk.
I would like
Yeah,
to just
on
keep
the
chasing
catwalk.
then.
Okay. As all of this is happening, music sort of continues as they're scampering, and Ziliana, you do see that Vogie sort of moves the curtain back to its like normal spot, and sort of looks around somewhat suspiciously, and then like sees you and sees Brex, and he sort of like he just disappears from the map because I deleted him. Comes over to the back of the boat, and he sort of shakes the boat. He's like, "Boat's gotta move the boat, ready the boat for the
I don't think
the
so.
boat time. It's boat time."
No,
Boat.
I don't think so. I stand in the boat.
No, I don't think she wants. Boat was unoccupied boat.
Listen, during rehearsal, there was no boat. You might have tricked me for like 5 seconds earlier, but there was no boat.
No trickery.
Listen, there's the thing. I could have been an amazing prop. I could have been beautiful on stage, but she didn't want it. So she just wants her.
Yeah,
I
she
know
doesn't.
that
She
there's-
just wants the boat.
Nope, she
Not
wants
you.
nothing else.
Nope.
Nothing else in her. I'm gonna sit in the boat.
Well, how can we move the boat if you're sitting in it?
Too bad, no boat for you.
Brex is like, I don't know about this boat thing. It was very comfortable though. You'll enjoy sitting in it.
I know, it's a great boat. Brex, sit with
Actually,
me.
is there room?
Come back.
he hops in the boat with you.
It's great. It's a great boat.
Fogie's just like
Uh,
sort of like looks over his shoulder and up the stairs. Well, you can stay in the boat then, and she'll just have to be mad at you that there was no
You know what?
boat performance time.
I think that sometimes forgiveness is the best lesson, so really it's a gift I'm giving to her. So I want her to get really mad, and then she'll forgive me later. Because she's that gracious of a person. The boat's not going anywhere.
He just sort of straightens his vest and turns and heads up the stairs.
All right, I want to look in the boat. What's going on with the boat?
Make an investigation roll.
Okay, cool.
All right. As you sort of look around, your kobold friend Brex there notices you looking around, so he starts to look around. You don't think he's actually helping. He's just sort of thinks it's a new way of sitting and follows your lead. And as you sort of stick your head underneath the sort of central crossbeam of the seat, you hear the sound of a loud explosion coming from the front of the theater area, as there's just this sort of murmur across the crowd, and Holly disapparates.
Holly was killed immediately.
It was unfortunate, but had to happen.
It was necessary.
So
She hated being upstaged.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will sort of adjust our videos here. Doran, do you hear this perhaps in the most pronounced way? You do notice that some of the Dracora boys sort of, like one of them, Rambunctious Ryan, just immediately stands up straight like a bolt and like looks around. Vela sort of, her voice like wavers a little bit through this, but keeps going. You hear some yelling and screaming sort of from outside. And then another sort of quiet for about 15 seconds or so, and then another sort of lesser explosion, not quite as punctuated, but the sound of like some other, you're guessing, arcane effect or something going off, followed by another bit of quiet, and then you hear the sound of two doors being slammed shut. And then at this point...
Uh-oh. 2 doors are down. 2 doors down.
At this point, you can see Vela singing. She actually stops singing, and her eyes go from sort of like looking out in the crowd and sort of up and there to going sort of straight out the main sort of concourse going in, and she just sort of takes a step back there, and you hear a voice echoing through, although you do not see what is going on. And the voice sort of booms out through the theater. All this, and I wasn't invited, not for a single bit of revenue, and I founded all of this. Well, I'm sorry, but it was mine to start, and it is mine to finish. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh god, it's gonna take me so long to get up there. Oh no, wait, no it isn't. Maybe we could just haul ourselves up.
And you do recognize this voice, Dorand. And Zilyana, you probably are close enough so that it's there, as it is sort of resonant in this. It is the voice of Balthier Grimm.
Amazing. Fucking hell.
Balthier Grimm.
Holly! Where are you?
Where did Holly go?
Katia has gone
she's
still.
She's in the Twitch chat.
Wait, where did she go? She's just like, I'm a viewer now. It's alright, Holly. It'll take us a second.
Maybe Katie is sleeping. That's fine.
Katie, I do believe. We will roll some other things in here. I will give Vela a turn.
She might be able to phone call into the session.
Oh, Vela's
Holly,
taken a
or
bite.
sorry, Casey, do you have in your clearly don't say it out loud, but in your Zoom meeting, do you have a phone number that somebody can call into?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3. Copy this. Put this in the Discord, I guess, which is currently being showed over the stream. So let's not do that.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, it doesn't have a phone number.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, they normally do, but does it have it in the pinned message? Maybe.
It does.
That's where I looked and it wasn't there. Let me see if I can find it in the.
All right. So Vela is at a 5. Do I have everybody here? I will roll for Katia, I do believe. just to get her on the list. I won't apologize until after the roll here. All right, Cadia. 15. Not too shabby, you're welcome. All I can say is you're welcome. All right. Oh, I need to roll a couple other things.
Blood.
All right. I'm gonna need a notepad here because there's a lot of things going on. Some we don't even know about yet, and I don't want to give any of them away.
Notepad.exe. It's fine.
Yep. Notepad.exe. All right. So I just wrote a word that is not related to anything. I'm not sure why my brain works like that. Cool. And one more. Ooh, interesting.
I love it when you say that.
Excellent. Cool. Well, let's give this a good sorteroo. Oh, Balthier's first. Ah, excellent. Cool.
The role you were meant to play.
Excellent. I think we can transition into the every fight music. All right. Balthier sort of walks in, now emerging into a location where you can see him as well. Timur.
Incorrect. I do not see him.
I will put him there in a second.
Not yet, though. There he is. I see him now.
All right. So I will endeavor to keep him on the same location there. And Vela has moved back a little bit. She's not up in the there. Why can't you see Vela? Dynamic lighting. Oh, it's because the curtain is a little bit. The curtain's not quite that far up anymore.
It's curtains. See, curtains.
It's curtains for you. You hear? He strolls forward. He sort of looks up for a second, and then addressing Vela. What? You look surprised that I'm here? Thought a measly, paltry sum would buy my happiness in all of this. No. This won't do at all. Go on. Don't let me interrupt. Well, let me interrupt. Why don't you sing for me as if your life depended on it? As if all these people's lives depend on it. And that is his turn. Cadia, I do believe it is your turn.
She wants to know if she caught up to him, or was it him that she saw?
You don't know what you saw, Cadia, unfortunately. Balthier Grimm is not in the location that you're running after. He is down sort of in the central area of the theater itself, and you're kind of running up backstage over back in here, hither, if I can show. Yeah, so you're right here, and he's kind of out in the theater here. And it appears whatever you're chasing is going up. Okay, so she wants to continue to chase. So again, as you sort of make your way up and up and up, you will say that, let's see. Let's say you can get to the next level there. You basically are just chasing the coattails just out of view, spiraling up and up and up on this staircase for your turn if you dash. Ziliana, you are up.
I am going to say to, what's his cute little name? Rex. I Oh, first off, the thing I felt underneath the boat, was that the trigger to the explosion, or was it just like?
There was
what
literally
it?
nothing under the boat. It just happened that when you looked under there, it was...
All right, sorry. I was a little suspicious, and I'm like, Brex, take your Cobalt friends and get out of here.
We work here.
I know, but the thing is, there's explosions, so maybe you should be safe.
There's no pyrotechnics sanctioned for this performance.
If you feel unsafe, you run.
No, I'm
okay?
fine. I'm comfortable in the boat.
Sweetie,
Hmm?
if you feel unsafe at any point in the future, you run.
Yeah, that's our general motto as a people.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go and... Oh crap, I hadn't quite thought about this yet. I am going to, I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna wild shape into a Snow White wolf and run out, on stage with, Vela Breeze. Can I cannot move my token, but I assume I can run underneath that. Can I run underneath that curtain?
Yeah, or through around it. Yes.
Okay.
I will. Yeah.
All right.
Odd that you don't. I'm just gonna. Or is there like a reveal? I haven't used that function in a while. Polygon reveal. Polygon reveal.
It's going to be a snake. There's a made of pilot eggs.
Yeah. Did that reveal for anybody?
We would still need line of sight.
Alright, I'm gonna plop a faux Cadia in the middle of all this so that everybody can see. Okay, yeah. Not real Cadia. Here we go.
So
Tiny Cadia.
when I come out, I'm going to like gently nudge Vela, hoping she remembers it's me, and take a protective stance next to her, like kind of like heckled up.
Balthier sort of looks over at you, just shakes his head. Sorry, she's a solo performer. This won't do at all. Vela kind of puts her hand on top of your head for a second and tries to like push you back almost, as if she doesn't want you in front of her.
Okay. I'm to her side. There. Okay.
All right, Grithcole, what are you doing? You don't have any real idea other than that there was some muffled explosion sounds going on.
Well, muffled explosion sounds are plenty of idea, so I'm gonna head up towards.
You hit the ceiling.
I break through the ceiling.
You can certainly try.
I would like
Killing
to-
Vela
I would
Breeze
like-
in the process.
I would like to head up towards the stage, or
Okay.
where the people are area.
Please move your token accordingly.
What's the quickest way up to that?
There's stairs here. There's stairs over here.
Where are you ping again? So, how do I
there.
how the fuck do I get around there?
Do you not have this map revealed already?
I have like parts of it, but I don't see like a fully, okay, alright, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
where was I?
You would
I
have.
was
You would
here.
have been. I'm just gonna move you around
Yeah.
in the. You're here. So now. you
So I'm
can
gonna
see.
go to there, and then another 30 feet over to there.
Where are you putting the cultists? Where would you have put them?
I would have put them probably in this room, and I would have closed the grate again. And
Both
I was
unconscious?
here. That is the furthest I could get
All right.
with a dash.
And with that, you have dashed. Dorand, you are up and away in the box, looking down at all of this unfolding. Ooh, so much.
I see only Balthier and Tralmarn as my current position has the singer backed away out of my sight.
Yeah.
Can I lean forward a bit?
Yeah, I'll change the dynamic lighting a little bit.
If I
so
go to
that you
here,
can-
I can see a lot better.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if
I'll
I'm allowed
move
to do
the.
that.
Yeah, that would be kind of out there, but
Okay, so
is
that's
that
fine.
that looks better?
That's much better. Now I can see Vela.
Oh, and
I
there
don't
also
see...
is Zilyana. I'm having to
Yeah.
sort of clone these between two.
Yeah, I
over
see
there.
what you're stuck doing. But, oh, so Xeon's right next to her. I see that. So Balthier's the butcher of the food court, if I recall. And so I don't have any reservations when it comes to trying to deal with him. The performance is clearly interrupted, so I'm going to go ahead and start the silliness.
Yeah, keeping in mind all of these little seats have people in them.
Oh, I see now. I see. So what he's doing is he's where's McDean of the school? Where's
Looking around, you didn't locate her, so you're guessing that perhaps one of the other boxes sort of on the same side as you are. Right now, neither you nor Stanmore have kind of a view on the boxes underneath you or sort of on the same side as you there.
Yeah, I'm not quite high enough level to counter any fireball. So let's see. Let me count these spaces. It would be more than 3 or 4 people that get caught up in that. You still want to hurt him, however. Well, if I don't see her, I can't.
I think if you fireballed on him, you would get almost everyone.
I don't
in the
have
theater.
fireball.
Yeah.
I'm way too low level.
Yeah.
That's not quite where I'm at. What I'm thinking about is his fireball, which has been, well, it's something we know he has.
A perennial favorite.
Yeah. And I don't have counterspell, so I can't rely on her counterspell. I'm going to ready a Toll of the Dead in case there is combat, and I will target Balthier.
Okay, so if
Combat,
anything does anything with the intent to damage something else.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And Rhea, I'll say that the Decora Ball folks are also on your turn. You should see Soldier stat block.
I do see Soldier. I
So
can't see through their eyes right now, though.
It's because they're people, Dora. Does that make any more of them appear?
I can now see their token, but I still can't see through them.
Gotcha.
Cats.
Well, you should be able to.
Do they have sight?
They slowly are having sight. Maybe the thing to do is... so you can't see up there at all.
Well, let me try refreshing.
Could you imagine if she casts Entangle down in the pit of people? 30 people.
All right.
Okay, I can see through them now. I just need to refresh.
Okay. Putting them all down again to. Yeah, we'll see.
Roll20 is lagging super badly for me, though.
Super badly.
Super badly.
Okay, so they can go after you, and you guys can all sort of determine what they're going to do. They are out of my hands.
Okay. I am going. Rhea is going to go
And what's your passive is 15.
My passive is 15.
You do notice that the area, the crack around, you hear this like sort of like humming noise, and there's this faint sort of deep red glow beginning to sort of just like undulate underneath it.
Underneath that platform that I had begun to pry up.
Correct.
Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna look at the stairs and then like look at Gruthkol and then look at the thing and be like, please don't let me die. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to pry the thing all the way. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna haul on the rope and try to get that thing all the way up so I can get a good proper look underneath there.
I stand there, frozen, unable to stop her from dying for 6 more seconds.
All right, so those of you in on stage,
Hopefully there's nobody standing on the...
you notice that a trapdoor opens. Luckily, it's a good thing that you take a step back. It's a little bit smaller than that, but that's sort of effectively the area that it's in. So we'll say you can move around like the outside of it. There opens to then very quickly be filled up by this other thing. And you see on the underside of this, the snake is sort of like hanging down underneath the platform, and on the center of the underside of this platform in blood, and you can see the part of it that was smeared by your dagger, is this unmistakable sort of demonic blood ritual sigil, sort of just looks like a big pentagram or whatever in the thing. And from the center of it, the snake is hanging down, and it's just sort of like undulating and glowing and growing larger and larger and larger until it's sort of a spectral form of something that is that looks like it has sort of the lower half of its body is sort of the snake, and then the top half, the head has kind of like detached and it's grown a torso, and these arms have come out from it, and it's just sort of like hanging up underneath, and you've sort of ratcheted it up, so it's now sort of right in front of you.
I have a point of order, or a question. The trapdoor up there has opened. But
so the trapdoor opens.
That you stand, the trapdoor opens, and then somebody is standing on this platform, and it brings them up, right?
Correct. So if you,
if I can see this, I don't want to bring it up to the point where that snake thing is closer to the stage than it is to me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
You can bring it about. In order for you to fully see this, you're going to have to bring it up to like sort of about past your eye level anyway, right?
My height. But my point is just that I don't want to like bring it all the way up so that the snake thing is like basically right underneath Vela Breeze's feet.
Okay.
Right?
Well, you are standing. You don't know this, but you are standing almost directly beneath where Vela Breeze is.
I see that now.
So, and you would have to be one step in order to use the mechanism. You'd have to be like there.
Put me
and
wherever.
so we'll say it's not quite. So now there's maybe like a 3 or 4 foot space between this open hole and the thing, and then there's a platform down sort of like halfway there.
Okay.
And you see this snake like creature.
Okay, and that was my action, right? To raise the thing?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm gonna yell at Gruthkol, large snake problem! and my turn, that part of my turn. My character's turn. And then moving on to the Dracora boys. Did you say that a door had been closed?
You wouldn't have heard that.
The boys would have heard it.
All that was heard was doors slamming shut.
Okay, can the boys look around and get a sense of, like, is there currently an avenue through which to evacuate the audience?
From where they can see, none of the escape routes are blocked, aside from the central aisle down low, which has Balthier in it.
Okay, then they are going, because there's outs like here, right? I'm not using the right tool. Hold on. Here.
There's a door here, or an out there and there, but remembering that there are people that are up many levels from that as well.
Okay, well, right at the moment, they're on the ground level. They're concerned about the ground level people that are right next to Balthier Grimm.
Yep.
So they are going to start trying to get people organized and out via those side exits.
All right. I would like you to make a persuasion roll contested with Balthier's intimidation roll.
Oh no.
As they start yelling out to people to go, and Balthier just sort of looks around. No, no, no. The diva needs her audience. Sit back down, or you'll be lying on the ground for the rest of the performance. So please give me their charisma persuasion roll.
All right.
Teamwork.
All right. Intimidation. Balthier rolls a 26.
You're nat 20s. That's ridiculous.
So
The boys tried.
despite their coaxing, the people seem to see the merit in their path, but not really knowing. Like, there's a couple people in the audience who think this is part of the show, and it just looks like there's a lot of commotion. Doran, you do see some of the people up in the upper balcony levels are sort of like slowly like kind of getting up. All right.
Fireball.
Lythea. Hearing all this yelling, Lythea sort of comes back down to join over with you, seeing the snake creature. What the fuck is wrong with all of you people?
This is not my fault.
All right. And she is going to use a psionics to mind spike the snake. All right. And this is
Please.
a wisdom saving throw from it. Oh, where is it? God, these guys are so goofy. Alright, and that fails as you just see it sort of thrash about a bit, taking some damage there. Alright, that has been updated, and that will do it for her. Vela continues to try to like push you back, Ziliana, as she kind of whispers under her breath, "No need for you to get hurt in all of this. I can take care of myself. You take care of him."
Then why did you hire us? She thinks in her head.
Well, she didn't hire you to necessarily protect her. She's hired you to find and apprehend who is doing all of this. And as she kind of like tries to usher you back a little bit, she just sort of like holds her hand up. There's no need to let anyone get hurt here. If it's me you want, let all these people go. All right. Going back to Balthier, as the guy beside him goes to like start getting up, and Balthier just like puts his hand on his shoulder and like pushes him back down into the seat. No, that won't do at all. I'm fresh out of patience in all of this, so we'll give you to the count of 6.
You're no doctor.
And if you don't
Oh, I got it.
perform for me again by the count of 6, things are going to get a lot more fiery here. You know what? And he sort of pushes by the guy he sat down, going over, grabbing somebody there, pulling a figure out into the aisle. I'll start with this one. And Ziliana, as you look over, it is Allie from the Clockwork, as he just like sort of grabs her by the neck and pulls her out and sort of throws her on the ground there, and his hand just lights up in fire. Sing for me now, darling. All right. Katia, I do believe it is your turn. All right.
The order's messed up.
It's only out of order numerically.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, I fixed
Okay.
it.
All right. I was like, wait. It is still Katie's turn, but I was like, what?
Yeah. Huh. I don't know how that happened. All right. So, moving on. Katia looks like an untangle if she can see. So let's get that going. You can indeed try to entangle.
Everybody.
The entire crowd.
No, she's trying to entangle the ones she's chasing, right?
Yeah.
I assume.
Into
We're
the
just gonna
crowd.
assume that. Well, all of her spells are not presented on Roll20. That's a good start. So let's look this up. Does anyone else have entangle? They can just click.
I do. Hang on 1 second.
All right, I've got it. So this is a strength spell save. So we will do that, and her DC is 13. I'll just keep her open. Lots of things going on. You use wisdom for it. Oh, so that one's different? Good grief. So this would be 8 plus wisdom, which is, so it's 1 less, so it would be 12 then. You magic initiate, you. Okay. And what did I say? Strength save? Oh, that's a good choice. So, all right. So fail, 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 fail. So the vines entangle all of these things, and I will position these as such, and pick a location for said vine area to be in there. Okay, and is that on the right layer? Absolutely not. Of course, why would it be? Layer, token layer. Okay, and these bohemians can go to the token layer. And we will put Katia again somewhere else. Apologize for all the rigmarole here. There's a lot going on. All right, and Katia is here, managing to catch up. And as I think, Doran, you can. So looking up, Ziliana, you see in the rafters above you all of these vines forming over everything, and it appears that there are 4 small cloaked creatures being caught there. Katia, you can look down through the rafters towards the stage itself, and you see Ziliana standing there next to Vela, sort of through all this scenery there. So this is sort of up here, and you will recall that right here and right here are the ladders to go all the way up to the top. It appears that these creatures are all entangled. And we'll say that was your movement to get there to cast it, and bonus action to inspire Ziliana. Ziliana, you are inspired.
Oh, yay.
And it is your turn. Very nice, as Katia seems to have ensnared these 4 small hooded things. And Katia, you see them, they are very much the same sort of minions of Balthier Grimm that you had seen before. All right. What would you like to do?
Okay,
Juliana?
I am going to move through the, like, kind of like behind the curtains. Like, not over the trapdoor, but I can't move my token through the curtains.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay. Yep. Easy enough
Alright.
to do.
I'm going to drop Wild Shape and cast Hold Person on Balthier.
All right. Go ahead and this is, give me your DC, right?
My DC is 14.
All right. So this is a Wisdom saving throw.
Without knowing the the results. I would imagine that casting spells at others kind of triggers for me.
Yes, it would. Although Balthier has not done anything. I mean, all of this is slightly combative, right? So.
Right.
Okay. So wisdom saving throw. Here we go. And we said 14, right?
Yes.
All right, 17.
God damn it. All right.
But in casting the spell, you have sort of attracted his attention.
Of course I have. All right. That's the end of my possible movements because I used a bonus action to drop wild shape,
Okay.
cast, and move.
Casey, does
So.
that trigger?
Yes, yeah. You can trigger if you would like from up above, and I will move Ziliana to where she is down below as well.
It's a target that's not missing any hit points, correct?
Correct. You've got a fresh load of Balthier Grimm.
Well, I have a fresh load of cantrip right in his face.
Facial cantrips. Wisdom save.
Let's go ahead and never say that again.
And he saves.
Fantastic.
All right, so no damage from that. He just sort of looks around, not quite sure where that's coming from. Gruthkull, you are up.
I hide.
In the area underneath as you see this snakish like creature forming there.
Is it in a hittable point? Like,
What do you mean?
okay, is it just because I know it was being pulled up or something, right?
For all intents and purposes, combat-wise, it is at the same level as all of you.
Excellent.
Purposes.
Intensive purposes.
That's right.
Come on and slam. Welcome to the jam.
All right.
Okay, don't worry about it.
You envision the perfect shot while actually executing nothing close to that.
All right. Oh, a natural 1. All right. So, swinging and missing, you slam into the mechanism, just shattering it, and the platform door just goes all the way up into the thing, sealing it off into the stage, and it just looks like you just feel the pulleys just like go out through your hands, and you have to let go, or like sort of the rope burn, and it looks like Gruthkull has smashed through whatever like line was holding the counterweight, and the counterweight just dropped, and the thing just went shooting up.
I turned to Rhea. I heard you. I did not let you die.
I just pat her on the arm.
You are perfectly safe. It is okay.
Did the thing go up with it? Or is the thing still down with us?
No, the thing is like right in front of you now.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, never mind. Take it back. You're still in grave danger.
Yeah, I'm also standing here.
I'm going to
thing.
I'm going to go ahead and shield of faith myself. Just, you know.
All right, easy enough.
While we're talking. You're in so much fucking trouble. Ching. I'm a little okay.
All right. We'll get the On the Rise theme music going here. After your turn is the snake creature. I will add it to the turn order here. This is a type 3, in case you're wondering. There are 5 types according to the monster manual. All right. And since you swung at it, it is going to make a bite attack against you first. Let me just double check this. All right, so it's going to make a bite attack against you with its snake-like mouth snake face.
Snake mouth face.
Snake-like mouth, snake face. Okay.
And it swings and misses there.
I give him a knowing look.
It will use another... Wait, you have another attack though, don't you?
No, only if I crit
Okay.
or kill something or level up.
Well, sorry, I confused you with it, because it definitely has another attack. And a 9 will not hit, and as it sort of snaps in twice. You dodge the mouth sort of biting in these large fangs. You can see they're almost glistening with some sort of poisonous liquid as you feel the tail sort of just start to try to coil up around you, and it's going to try to constrict you.
3 attacks?
All right. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
As you're able to sort of sidestep there, and that will do it for it. I mean, it can't leave that little corner anyway. Doran, you are up.
Okay. All of that is out of sight, but is it out of earshot?
What in particular?
The constricting and the biting and the
That's
terrible...
currently 5 stories below you in the basement.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
thought that was up in the rafters for some reason.
No. The rafters is Cadia entangling all of those little doobies.
The Darkling Ducks?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to once again hold a cantrip Toll of the Dead on Balthier in case there's any overt action from him this time. Yeah.
Alright. Easy enough to do. I will slowly try to fit that. Rhea and the boys.
All right, Rhea first. I'm gonna hit the snake. Oh, I just minimized my window. That's not helpful.
You telling me?
And rapier. Ugh, 11.
11 will not hit the snake.
I have not hit a single attack so far tonight.
Technically, you've just not hit a snake.
That's also true.
Alright. I guess I could, like, fix where the faces actually are, too. Alright, who's next? The boys.
The boys.
The boys.
The boys. And Balthier has like a solid grip on the girl.
No, he has thrown her to the ground. She lies prostrate at his feet.
Except that where is she, like, actually on the map?
Like here. Mechanically square wise. Here, we'll use mini Cadia as her. I can't actually resize mini Cadia, she's too small. Oh no. It's part of Balthier now.
Where she wanted to be, really, when you think about it.
Incredibly tiny and part of... Oh no, she's part of Elsa. Alright, at any rate. Why is this being so weird? I might have to refresh my Roll20. Like, where I'm clicking is not where the actual, like, mouse is clicking. Which is strange to me. Alright, what are the boys doing?
Sorry, I was too far zoomed out, so I can't see, like, in terms of squares. So you said she's here?
She's right in front of Balthier.
I think that Chad the Voluptuous is going to take a. She's lying on the ground.
Yes, she is prone in front of him.
All right, he is going to grab her, step forward, grab her, and drag her away and huck her this way.
All right, please be more specific by what you mean as huck.
Just like bring her around,
Huckleberry,
like
it's a verb.
basically just going like here. Oh gosh, this is so. Sorry, my Roll20 is lagging really badly. Like there, and then just like shove her towards that exit.
All right. Well, you can't like throw people, so you can move her to there.
Move her around.
Yes.
And then shove with the intention of her going that way.
All right.
Push is a mechanic if you want it.
But would have technically used action to grapple. Unless you're trying to like whoop, 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 whoop.
And she just goes down the line of the Dracora boys out the door.
Just crowd surf her out. All right, sliding her back. Balthier looking none too impressed.
And he's Chad the Voluptuous is just gonna plant himself there and look menacing in his very Chad way.
All right, the other children of the boys.
The other children of the boys, I am gonna say that good old.
And so
Ramrod
all the
here.
squares in here are difficult terrain just because they're filled with people.
Good old, and this is a wall, correct?
Yes.
Good old Ramrai is gonna go 5, and then how far can he get? Yeah, so he's gonna get there.
All right.
So they're kind of forming up around Balthier. And that will be them.
All right. Next up is Lycia. As all these other sounds are going off, she sort of like looks up, looks at you. You kind of look back at her. She just sort of like looks at the snake thing, shrugs, and then she's gonna head up the stairs.
Fair enough.
As she comes out up the stairs, and that will do it for her turn. Vela Breeze is she yells over her shoulder, "Brex, time for the curtain." You just hear, "Okie dokie." And Brex will run over, and the curtain begins to pull shut as she takes another step back, and this will do it for her turn. And she's sort of like just slowly backing away. You can hear Balthier cry out in annoyance, and all my stat blocks change or close. My resets. All right, Balthier, come on down. All right. So Balthier is going to make a fire ray attack against Vela. And a 25 will definitely hit. Doing 13 fire damage there. Alright, and it sort of slams into her. She staggers back as the curtain kind of finally closes there. And then he is going to turn his hand still on fire and is going to shoot one at disadvantage at Chad. and will not hit as it sort of careens past them, slamming into the curtain over there as the curtain catches on fire. And let's just say this square. So the curtain catching on fire as this hits. And with that, he sort of looks around and reaches back and pulls this sort of short spear that you've seen him use before with his left hand off as he holds fire in his other hand. Going, Kadia, it is your turn, and it does trigger you. This is definitely combat-y things.
He has yet to be hit, correct?
Correct.
Well, maybe, just maybe, he'll rue the day.
We will see. 9.
Ha ha!
So first damage on him. There.
First blood.
First blood. No, I think the snakes were first blood. And this.
That was Rambo.
All right, so he takes this damage. Very good. Kadia. I don't see any more Kadia instructions here. Kadia, you have 4 of these tiny things.
Entangle hex. Entangled check.
They are entangled currently. They have not moved yet, as it is not their turn. I will add them to the initiative order so you all see. This isn't their initiative there, actually. Conveniently stacked up there. I guess you can't really super see that on the stream, sorry. Lots of things going on. Yes, so they are later to go. Does it seem like she took a lot of damage? Hard to tell from where you are. You can use your action to do it, but she just sort of staggered back. So right now you're kind of looking through a sea of vines and all of that to see her. So cannot at the moment. And you don't see any of your party members, no. Alright, Vicious Mockerying. Somebody want to give me their best Kadia impression of Vicious Mockery?
Gonna ruin your reputation.
Yeah, because that went well last time.
Wow,
Alright.
that was uncanny.
Alright, her DC, that's a 5, so what is this? 1d4. Psychic damage. And we'll do it to this one here, so taking 3 psychic damage. And away it goes. Alright, so this one right here has been there. Ziliana, you are up.
Oh god, I don't know what to do. Okay, and the only person I can really see is Dorand.
Correct.
Oh, can I scan the crowd to see if, like, where Tralmarn is and what he's doing?
Yes, this will be an action to perceive, if you would like. Because right now, in the upper levels is a bit of turmoil.
Stanway's just watching.
All right. Hang on one second. I gotta check something on my totem. Shit. The temp hit points on bear only happens when it first appears.
Correct.
Sorry. Just
Gruth
all
Call
of a
on
sudden
deck.
I got paralyzed. Sorry. I thought I had a plan and then I just realized it was stupid. And then
No one expects you guys to ever have a plan.
yeah.
Nobody expects
Oh, I tell you what
anything.
I do want to do is okay, this is what I'm going to do. Is the part of the curtain that's on fire, is it the equivalent to a small campfire? Could I snuff it out?
Yes. We would say it's sort of about there. It is, growing, but you can certainly do that.
All right, I will use my action to do that.
Okay.
And I am going to move to see if I can over this way to see if there's a potential to clear the way for people to leave.
All right. There is sort of out this way. There is kind of a path for people to go that isn't near Balthier.
All right, so I think that I'm just trying to like behind my back, like go, like trying to get people to leave. Yes.
All right. And they do, seeing that there's now like other people around doing things. They some of them do start, and the people who are kind of like back behind Duncan and yourself do start heading out that way. So you're kind of clearing the way for that side of the lower gallery to file out. All right, Gruthkul, you are up. We are.
Gruthkul grows weary. Great
Okay.
weapon master attack. Don't worry about it.
10.
See you.
10 will not hit, unfortunately.
All right. See you guys again in 15 minutes.
All right. It is now its turn. It is going to come after you, Gruthkul. So here come 2 bites. 1, 2, 20, and 23.
Yep.
Both. Alright, so the first one is 4 points of piercing, 9 points of poison damage. Yeah, there's no poison effect, it's just poisoned. And the second one, 7 points of piercing, 8 points of poison coming in at you, and I need 2 concentration checks for Shield of Faith, please.
Hold on while I do math.
So 13 minus 13 for the
Yeah,
first
you do it
time.
for me.
So the first one's a DC 10.
Hold on.
They're both
Well,
DC 10s.
I'm talking about when you
So-
bring up DCs. I'm trying to
28
minus
minus
13 from
28.
40.
28 is the
Okay.
28 is the
well.
total damage. You know you can
And
just type
2.
minus and then. Did you know that?
Okay, so Shield of Fate drops.
Shield of Face drops on the first one, unfortunately. All right. And
It wasn't working anyway, clearly.
yeah.
Apparently.
And does not come back. Okay. Darkling's turn. They're all going to try to break free. They've got to break free. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A 0.
Wait, they were knocked unconscious. They wake up in 1d4 hours.
No, they don't. These are Darklings.
Cheating.
They are
You're
not.
cheating, Casey.
How am I cheating? These are the Darklings that are up in the rafters above the thing.
Oh,
not the,
right. I
not the
thought
cultists.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think the DC on this was 13. So one of them manages to break free. So the first one. And so that is their action to break free. And Kadia, you do notice as that one moves out and over, and Stanmore sees something for the first time as one of the darkling goes up to the top, and just sort of like looks around. You can see it drawing a knife. Doran, you are up.
I can't help but notice via Stanmore's point of view and then Doran's point of view that Balthier is directly below the chandelier. I should help this darkling cut the chandelier.
Yes. You do see from Emperor Stanmore being up there for so long, there are 4 lines, so depending on what order you cut the lines, that's which sort of direction it will swing.
Right, unless it's coordinated.
Yeah. Unless you cut all of them at once, then it'll just drop straight down.
Right. Well, Stanmore will simply do nothing, because that's what Stanmore is. He's just going to look. And Doran will continue focusing on Balthier, but this time in a much more pronounced upcast catapult way. Terrible rolling though. 1, 2, 4, 7.
So dex save from Trollmar, or not Trollmar. Who are you targeting?
Balthier, but Trollmar is fine too. I don't mind.
Okay, I thought you had said Balthier, and I was like, wait a second.
I did. That's what I'm targeting.
Do you have a secret you'd like to tell us about their true identities?
No, unfortunately, their stat blocks are right next to each other, and for some reason in my mind, Trollmarn and Balthier are the same thing.
In my mind, they are as well. They're the bad guy.
Yup. Dexterity save. Balthier.
One is just more handsome than the other.
20.
You're into demons, I guess.
So is that half damage?
No. This is a terrible one where it's absolutely completely avoidable.
All right, so you fling the chair from your booth sort of down at him, and it just smashes into the ground there next to him. Rhea, you are up as it seems like things are not going well with the snake fellow.
They aren't, so I will try to do the one thing that I currently have. And I will take a rapier at it. That feels about right. Yeah, that feels.
What is going on?
All right. Anything else? Movement, bonus actions.
Nope.
All right, Lycia, you don't know what they're doing. I don't think anyone is technically in view of Vela anymore.
So would Katie see her from above?
Not where she is sort of going and is. You do see her sort of run kind of towards stage left a little bit, but disappear amidst everything. Balthier seems to be growing frustrated to a point of just sort of blind rage, and with his spear he is going to lash out at Chad first. This is a two-handed spear attack. First one coming against Chad. I'm gonna guess 24 hits Chad.
Gotta check the stat block.
And so that's 9 points of damage against him, and then he will stab again at him. And
He lives!
a 10 will miss.
Not hit.
Alright.
He's alive! Alive! Sorry.
Alright. Seems like that will do it for Balthier's turn. Cadia is up in the rafters. More Darklings. One of them has scampered up even higher, the one that you Vicious Mockeried. That's sort of somewhat separate, so we'll just, Ziliana, you can do your turn, and then if we get something from Katie, I don't think it's gonna directly impact, and she can't really see the other parts of what's going on.
Separately.
Okay. There's no one else up here. Okay.
Rock.
I don't know what that means. What does Brock mean?
Brock?
Can I, given my druid sensibilities, do I understand what a familiar saying Brock is?
It's not an animal, so sorry, no.
I know, exactly.
It's only
so
templated, that's all.
I
I am an arcane copy of an animal. Brock?
Okay.
Maybe he's pointing.
I s-
There's like just one up here.
Okay.
Ow,
Let's
you
see.
meowed. That means I got you. Uh-oh,
I
that's
can't
what
even
this
see
is.
what you're looking at, to be honest. Oh, were you talking about this over here?
Talking about what?
Well, that's the correct map for what he's pointing at. But he's just pointing at the back of the room. Ow, ow, ow. Okay.
Toward who? Towards the stage or the back of the room?
The back of the room horizontally, so something like this.
I'm sorry. There's so many layers I can't tell where you're pinging. Where are you pinging?
Lower right hand little map that you may or
Okay.
may not see. Maybe you'll see at least my arrow in the way he's pointing.
You can see it on stream probably too. If you
like
Yeah,
to see it on
I just can't tell, like, because okay. See, I can't see any of that, so,
Rock.
but even where I'm, just think about this, though. Like, I see a bird, go, right, point there.
That shouldn't. He's not directing you to do something. He's just informing you.
And you do see Kadia pop up as it sort of leaves and attack with a rapier back behind as all this is going on.
Where is she? I'm sorry, on the level that I'm at, or?
No, this is Emperor Stanmore sees this.
Okay.
But the rapier unfortunately misses.
Alright, I think,
Try harder.
tell you what, I know I can't fight him alone. I saw Vela go behind the curtains. I'm gonna run back there too. So I as a character, even though I can't move my token that way, I'm gonna lift up the curtain and run behind it. So therefore, mechanically,
Doran
I will end
mutters,
up
"Uh-oh."
here. Oh shit! I'm moving the wrong one. Sorry, there's so many layers I can't tell what I'm doing. Okay. And if I look up, I can see those guys up there, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to poison spray up to that one.
All right. Go ahead and give me a poison spraying thing. Con save. Happening. 2 does not.
Okay.
And takes 5 points of damage. Very nice.
All right. Do I see Kadia or Vela back here?
You do not see Vela, and you do not see Kadia now.
All right. I'm gonna make my way to higher ground to help take care of these guys up here. So whatever stairs get me there. I'm so sorry. I've lost track of what.
The stairs back here will get you up to.
All right. So I will move as far as I can here.
Okay, so we'll say
I
you
think
get to
that's-
about
yeah,
there.
yeah.
All right.
That's my turn.
Gruthcall.
It's
Oh,
only 12
Emily,
minutes.
I have advantage.
All right.
15.
And actually hits.
Hooray! I deal this much damage. Double 1. Hooray!
Yeah, double 1, 15 points of damage.
Yeah. Okay, Casey. Still rolled double 1. Alright, that's it. Have it kill me now.
Maybe if you rolled better.
Maybe.
It's fun. Can you roll me a d6 just to see?
You already rolled a d6, didn't you?
Well, this is a new
Roll it.
turn.
Oh, okay. Well, didn't you roll it after
Well, I
it
rolled
went
it.
last time?
I made 2 attacks and then I rolled it to see if it recharged
Okay,
on the other one.
alright.
So
1d6.
technically, you're supposed to roll at the beginning. But...
Another
Alright.
2.
So a bite attack coming at you from it.
Nope.
Misses and one more.
Bites its own face off, right?
13.
Nope.
All right, so it is missing there. That'll do it for it. Darklings, one of them is, or 3 of them are going to try to get out of the entangle. 2, 3. No, and definitely not. And one of them is going to make a melee dagger attack against Cadia. 21 will hit her. And this is 1d4 plus 3. 4 points of piercing against Cadia. So this is up here. So Cadia takes 4. All right. Doran, you are up.
Oh, well. I will continue the upcasting of my friend Catapult and targeting Balthier because he is being surrounded by the boys, but they'll likely not take him by themselves. Oh, please miss this one.
All right.
Please,
Balthier,
please,
dexterity
please.
saving throw.
Please.
Here we go. 15.
He takes 0. Stupid Catapult.
Man, what a
So much
damage
up-
roll. 7, 7, 8, 8. Whew. Dodging
Stop
again.
moving!
More furniture rains down from above. All right, Rhea, you are up.
I will try to hit the snake yet again.
All right.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this on me and Girthcall.
Cadia maintains concentration.
Yes! At last I am blessed.
All right, please note concentration and
I am
bless.
denoting concentration and spell slot use.
Dora, what is the icon for blessed today?
The icon for blessed today is Bleeding Eye.
Okay. Which row is that on?
It's like 2 or 3 down.
All right, bonus actions, movement.
Nope.
All
Chilling.
right.
No, wait. Oh, I lied. Actually. I probably should have done it. I will use a bonus action to summon up my reflection behind me.
Okay, please do so. And we have some blesseds. All right, your reflection. Oh.
There she is.
All right, and Balthier, sort of looking around, and you finally do kind of catch his eye after hurling yet another larger, like, kind of furniture-like bench. You basically cleared out the furniture from your skybox at the moment down at him. He looks up and catches your eye, and you can see him reach up and tear off what seems to be a necklace, and you can see sort of dangling from it are a collection of orange beads. Can you make an Arcana check for me, Durand?
Arcana check it is. +6. 20.
All right. You have seen something like this before. It is a necklace of fireballs, and he kind of grabs it and bunches it up in his hand, and he's like, well, if he's not going to perform, then we're all going to burn. And he hurls it up into the air, and you can see the ball of it just sort of goes, and you know when it lands, fireball goes boom, and that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
Fireball, no.
So this is sort of just like up in the middle of the air, sort of in the theater.
I hope it doesn't hit the ground before my turn. I have something for it.
All right.
8 or 9 initiatives later. Yes, I got it.
Got it. And you just look down. It's just like fire. Cool. Yeah. So we will resume with hopefully Katia back next week. We'll cut a little short, not that much shorter. Everybody's in the wrong spots, but it doesn't matter because production value is production value. Cool.
That feels cool.
Thank
Just
you all
extremely
for-
chill and fine.
It's all good. We all lose connections sometimes. So thank you all for tuning in. An interesting encounter. Lots of things going on. Many layers. Didn't quite know how everything was going to transpire as there's 3 different things going on at once.
Really?
But it is
I think
cool.
there's at least 5.
Don't you wish you had hit that snake? All the other snakes were there. Yeah, 2 misses, and you get big snake. Big snake, result of ritual. Yeah. Cool. So, next Thursday we have Lions and Crows, question mark? At 7:30, exclamation point.
mark.
Currently scheduled.
Currently scheduled, same bat channel here, and in that campaign we're currently fleeing from a devil, basically for our lives after getting our butts handed to us from a bunch of other devils. So we will see. We triggered the boss fight after being beaten up by the minions, and we need to untrigger the boss fight. So hopefully we just get out of the aggro range. And he'll just go back to his little spot and just like wait there for us.
Oh, they're out of light.
Oh no.
I can't see them. They don't exist.
We passed the checkpoint, but didn't understand that was
we
the
need to go back
pre-boss
and save.
zone.
Yeah. So thank you to Roll20 for having us as part of the Spotlight program. As always, thank you to Kevin MacLeod. We had some lovely tracks from him. Baba Yaga was the one we were jamming to there. As always, Mistake the Getaway. What else did we have, you ask? I will tell you. River of Io. We had Minima at one point. Spider Eyes. Always good to have those. Stringed Disco at the beginning. Love it. Send for the Horses, that lovely vocal track that we used for Vela Breeze. Always chef's kiss. And I think that was it. Man, we're going fast. Cool. Oh, and Animalia is another one. Pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced, but that's how I'm saying it for now. So we've got things scattered all over the place. A very crazy Balthier Grimm. What will happen? Tune in next time
I
to
think
see.
that Tromar's been seated the whole time.
You can actually see that. Tromarn is still seated.
Got a straw out, and it's just like sucking all the.
Still seated.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else? Check us out on Twitter at RollItSlant for our tweets about us going live on twitch.tv/RollItSlant, where we make this live stream happen, and the recorded episodes get uploaded to YouTube, where you can see us if you search for Roll It Slant, and you'll get the alphanumeric string that is our URL there. So go ahead and like and follow and subscribe and all those wonderful things. Let's see if there's any new exciting news there. No new followers for tonight, but we do appreciate all of you. You've all probably already followed, so that is wonderful. We thank you all for watching, and we will see you on Thursday. But until next time,
Fireball bad.
Fireball bad.
I was waiting for Holly to shout something before realizing she is not here.